Perfect.
Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Payton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Who that? Who that to all the black and gold beautiful people in the building? Spectacular, man. Spectacular. As usual, man, I gotta say to the family members, this was spectacular. This was excellent. Drew Brees comes in, and it wasn't a gamble, it wasn't the rules. I was wrong about that, but I'm gonna tell you something, man. I couldn't have been happier being wrong. And this thing about Hall of Famers, how much Drew looked a little rusty. He overthrew Zach Line for his own interception, but wasn't too much. Man, who that to the family members in the building? I'd like to say what's happening to all the beautiful black and gold family members in the building as we chime in. The Sports Coma Live, number 46 in the building. Good to see all the family stepping to it. Show number 455, the Cardinals recap, baby. Recap 7-1, baby. 7. 7-1. And we would have beat the Rams, man, had Drew Brees not gotten injured in that game, by the way. 7-1. Could somebody say smackdown? Could somebody say destruction? 31-9. How dare you, Cliff Kingsbury? Not a king tonight, more like a peasant. Cliff Peasantberry. That's his new damn name. Cliff Peasantberry. Cliff Peasantberry today had the gall to go for it on 4th and 1 on his own 30. Could you believe that, family? Could you? And everything fell apart for them after that. You think this college, Cliff Peasantberry? Oh, my goodness. Oh, man, I tell you what, man. It was a beautiful Saturday. It's a beautiful Sunday. You know, excellent. Jerome got his wish on top of that. Happy anniversary to Jerome once again. The LSU Tigers, by the way, family. We're going to talk Saints in this couple hour stream here. But the LSU Tigers are number 1 in the nation. I just wanted everybody to know that out there. You can't keep them at number 2 if they beat 3 top 10 teams. Nobody in the country has done that. The LSU Tigers are sitting at number 1. 2 weeks from now, they take on the Crimson Tide in Alabama. but they will be posting number 1 while the Tide is number 2. I just wanted to get that out the way. Big ups to the Tigers. Go Tigers. Go Tigers. My Ed Ogeron. But to the Saints, man, hey, Drew Brees comes back, assumes control of the fighter plane, because that's pretty much what it is, destroying everything in the air, and just goes on an absolute tear. It was like he never left. I mean, isn't that special? Big ups to the family in the building. Travis Wharton, who that to your fam? He was the first in the stream. Travis, that was first. Yes, you were. Big ups to Travis. Kevin McKnight, who that, baby? Dallas, who that, baby? We didn't miss a beat on this one. No, we didn't. Roscoe, who that? Roscoe. Roscoe in the building. Jonathan O'Neal, who that to you, fam? Scoob, who that to you, Scoob? He says, who that, baby? That's right. Donovan, who that to your family? Michael Sachs Jr., who that to your fam? And Dallas Allen said, at this point, the only thing stopping the Super Bowl is us. That's it. I'm in full agreement with that statement. Mike says the GOAT is back. Yes, he is. He showed up magnificently in this game. Got to give it to Sean Payton and the team. Roscoe says, what a great game, y'all. Brees looking fresh and Murray running all over the Cardinals. Animal cruelty. John T, who that to you, man? Dallas says, now we just need to get cooking rolling, and there's literally no stopping us. Murray finally got trust. Now it's Cook's turn. True that. Hey, Demi, who that to you, Demi? Shedrick, who that to your family? Said, who that? We that 7-1. That's right, family. Javier, who that to you? Said, Q, who that, fam? And big ups to Latavius Murray. Thank you right there, Javier. Dada, he said, who that for life, black and cold till I'm dead and cold, baby. That's the T. That's the T. Excellent. Jared, who that to your fam? True Louisianimal, who that, baby? That's what I'm talking about. All the beautiful black and gold family members in the building. John T said, that beat crank. Baraka, what up, fam? Who that? Who that? Who that? What up, Q? What up to you, Baraka? Big ups to you, fam. Valerie, hey, Valerie, who that to you? She said, who that, Big Q, into the Who Dat Nation. What a great win. That was a slow beat down, but an enjoyable one. Thank you, Valerie. Who that to you, baby? Truly's Animal says, glad they kept him from getting sacked. Kelvin, who that to you, Kelvin? True Louis Animal said, Murray did his thing again. Steve, what up, Steve? Win in the building. Who that to your fam? And all the family came with this one, man. Smackdown of epic proportions, man. Plus destruction, says that Scoob says. Smackdown plus destruction. Decimation is the term. If I had to describe this game in one word, it'd be just 2 words. Total decimation. Your college scheme, playing these teams. Oh, you got your chest puffed out to there. Playing these garbage. I'm gonna use the French term of garbage. These garbage teams you came up in here playing. You come against a real team. 31-9. Oh, reality stops for a minute if you're an Arizona Cardinal fan. You must reassess who you are up here first before you come into a tornado, a hurricane like the New Orleans Saints. It is a different world. We are beating these teams the hell down. Thank you, family. Truly's Animal said, then Washington came in and buzzed the big run. We got 3 dangerous backs. I kept seeing that. I said that about Dwayne Washington. He runs just like Latavius Murray. And my thing was, like I said, I put the Dukes up like Soul Saint do. I put the Dukes up. And then you got to come with it. You got 2 hands. You got to hit them right, left. That's what Latavius Murray and Dwayne Washington could be. That power back combination. I hit you with this, and then I hit you with that. It's the same running style. Latavius is just bigger than Dwayne, but they run equally as hard and vicious. And nobody want to stand up against 2 running backs that are pounding your ass in the grass like that. Arizona most certainly didn't. And it became to that. Going through the chat. Now today, family, I'm going to read something in the chat. But in today's episode, Sports Coma, live number 46, show number 455. And I'm excited because I have a right to be excited. So do you. The Saints have a much-deserved bye week coming right at the right time. In the center of the season, we'll get Alvin Kamara back and Cook and possibly Traquan Smith and some new additions possibly coming into the bye week, after the bye week, when everybody will be healthy to tool up for the second half of the season. But you Saints family sitting at the halftime mark of the season are 7-1. 7-1. Come on, Saints Nation. What did they say? That you was done. You was done. It was over with. They said that you was done. Without Drew Brees, you are done. Then you had idiots like Ryan Clark sitting up there with his eyes wide open, like he took a few lines or something, and talking about, yeah, the Saints don't get this. And you got nincompoops like Burleson, who's a complete and utter joke, and all these reporters that don't know their ass from a hole in the ground got the nerves to sit up here and pretend like they know who you are. 7-1 is who the hell we is, you bastards. 7-1. Who that to the family out here? That's what we talking about, baby. I'm amped because I'm happy. I'm happy because everybody in the sports world, especially in the NFL world, got to sit up and pay notice to them humble New Orleans Saints. Might I add that the officials pulled another touchdown off the board from you, and all you did was beat another damn team by double digits. Who that to the family members in the building? Who that? That's what I'm talking about, fam. We're going to recap that. I got Sean Payton interviews. I got coming up here, Drew Brees, his first interview since the injury. We're going since starting, coming back, his second starting interview since the injury. So we're going to get him in here and get what he thinks about the game in this one. Also, it's just a beautiful thing. We're going to go over some statistics as well in this affair, and I'm just absolutely excited and awesome. It is awesome. But before we jump into that, let me get through some more of the comments from the family members. I don't want to let the comments scroll too far before we get into it. But let's keep it going right now. Go through some of this stuff here. Javier say, anyone. Let's see here. Let's see. It jumped on me. All right, here we go. Murray did his thing today. Says true Louisiana. Who that Steve Wincy Breezes is. Adada says Cardinals look like third stringers. There was nowhere near our league at all. And that's what Cliff Pessenberry is. He is just that. And they thinking this guy going to turn out to be like the guy in Los Angeles. They taking a gamble. We'll see how it turns. I like Kyler Murray, though. Who that to you, Donald? Thank you for the donation, sir. Appreciate that. We're going to put that to good use here at the PRO Media Network. But, man, what can I tell you? This was spectacular. It was beautiful. It was super awesome. And I got to say, man, that the Saints did everything they were supposed to do in this affair. They was able to knock these Cardinals in the head. 31-6 to go at 31-9, 31-9, and we're able to move forward and get the win in a major capacity. They improved to 7-1, which is super awesome in my book. I absolutely love it. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and we did everything that we were supposed to do in this game. Now we had a couple of flubs with the kicker. Will Lutz missed the field goal, but that's all right. That don't mean a hill of beans when every aspect of other aspects of your team are stepping up. You can afford to have a flub every now and again. And that's what it was, a flub. Javier said, anyone see that Drew Brees looked alike in the stands today? Did he look alike? Yeah, I seen him in there. Even the reporter seen it, called him, you have Drew Brees and you have his brother, Crew Brees. Crew Brees. He got the fake mark and everything on his face. But I tell you, people, something else, man. But Kelvin said, who that to you ain't been beating Bama? That's what Kelvin said. Kelvin, okay, Kelvin, you got to watch out. LSU's for real this year, and y'all got a banged up quarterback. If that's your squad, watch out. Everybody, baby. The Reverend Saint gonna tell you, everybody got the opportunity at the top, baby. Everybody get the opportunity at the top, baby. But let me tell you something, baby. Sooner or later, every dynasty fall, baby, and a new one steps up to take its place. Y'all time has come, baby. Look out. Watch out. Go Tigers, baby. That's Reverend Saint, go Tiger chant. I ain't know the Rev was a Tiger fan. Big ups to you, Kel. True Louisiana says, saw that LSU #1 big baby. Kyle, who that family said, they gone guard Mike T. They can't guard him, baby. They can't do nothing with him. Revolt Control, who that baby? Revolt Control in the building. Roscoe said, I saw this kind of win coming 3 days ago, especially with a young, inexperienced QB. Inexperienced to do an elite Saints defense. Our D is like no other. They're starting to realize it. They can't play with us. Tramal, who that family? He said, look-alike fam named Stu Breeze. Okay, Stu Breeze. That's Stu. A caution. Who that caution? He said, Breezes is back. That's right, fam. Desmond Roman, who that fam? He said, what it do, baby? Alan Sider, good to see you, Alan. He said, what it do, baby? Who that to you? He said that 957 is a fool. True Louisiana, it will be so beautiful to have the Tigers and Saints win a ring in the same year. That would be really special. Juan Azar, who that to you, Juan? Kevin McKnight says Carolina getting stumped. They're going to fall even further, and that creates a huge gap. The Saints going to dominate the NFC South. We talked about that early in the season. We made mention of the fact that the Saints are head and shoulders. I remember I used those terms. Saints are head and shoulders above the competition in the NFC South. It's just what it is. Cam Newton was the person I was looking at, maybe Matt Ryan, but you see what's happening with them. I thought Cam Newton would step his game out, but he's Glam Newton. He wants to wear scarves and fancy stuff, and that's just fine. It ain't going to help you win no games. You might be well-dressed, but that ain't going to help you win no games. Steve said Hill showed up today. Again, go Taysom. Taysom was in full Taysom Hill mode with Drew getting in there. Now, of course, like I said, family, if I'm wrong, I got to apologize. And I got to apologize. But that's good for me to get that apology and tell the nation that, yeah, I am sorry that they put Brees in there for him to throw for over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had a pick, but that was really one of the only flubs he had. But, hey, at the end of the day, it still worked out to our chagrin. Either way, whether it was Drew or Teddy, we would have won the game. But Drew Brees looked really good in that game, boy, didn't he? He looked really good. And it just goes to show the preparation that Drew has about it. It's just special, man. Like the fam say, big man admits when he's wrong. I got to admit that, man. But I was happy to be wrong. I was real happy to be wrong. For my fantasy league and for real league. Seriously. But anyway, fam, let's keep it rolling here. Steve says, Kevin says 27-3. Dallas says Cam Jordan going to be number 2 on the all-time sack list by the end of the year, and he's going to be a rush and going to be number 1 second game of next season after our Super Bowl win. Of course, thank you, Dallas. He had 8 sacks on the year, a couple more from getting a double digit. And I said Cam should have 14, 15 sacks this year. This is Cam Jordan's year. He got to show up big time. Love Cam. Big ups to Cam. Purple Knight says, whoa, who that, baby? True Louisiana, even down on a tight end, only good for blocking, was catching like he was Chris Carter, Jerry Rice out there. It's infectious. The level of confidence in the play that the Saints are playing with. That's what I'm saying. It's like a spirit moving through the building, and it lifts the potential or the ability, the playability of every player up like 2 to 3 notches. It's like if you play Madden or something, it's like getting a boost. It's like getting a boost that for a games, it's a confidence boost. You get an opportunity and you get an opportunity to shine. So, I mean, it's big time, man. Let's keep it moving here. Jerome says, Q, what up, Jerome? Who that? He says, Q, everybody need to thank the Saints doctor and the training staff for real. It got to be that dude that came over from Phoenix, man. That dude is special, man. He got to be helping out on that other side of the building. Scoop says, 49ers doing the Panthers dirty. Randy, who that, baby? Randy, who that to you? Scoop said, with Drew back, we headed to Miami. Kelvin, who that? He said, 1 cutbacks. Adada says, 49ers aren't playing no competition. LOL, Panthers have no offensive line or quarterback, plus their defensive line isn't that good. True Louisiana say, I'm loving it. 6 wins in a row, 5 without Brees in a row. Scoob says, Dada, 27 points in the first half, though. Till, who that, baby? He said, who that, Big Q in the Saints family? Dallas Sanders says, Nate, big dumb. Don't even listen to that guy. Yeah, he's a fool there. Donald, appreciate the gift once again, fam. The donation said, what's up, fam? Do you see a chance the Saints trading for Kyler Eifert, Corey Davis, Devontae Parker, Marvin Jones, Mike Gesicki, AJ Green, or Dez Bryant? Well, Donald, to be honest with you, Dez Bryant is one of the people that the Saints are actually looking at. He was the one that made the confession or made the comment that he had unfinished business to do with the Saints, and it only could help his case to come to New Orleans with the Saints sitting up there 7-1 with an obvious need behind the third wide receiver. Despite the fact that you seen Austin Carr catch balls in this game, you did see the new wide receiver running around out there too, number 81, I think his number is. He was out there too running around playing, so he actually got on the field. So you've seen some play that, but it's definitely a need at the wide receivers. Another weapon for Drew Brees to have to tear people's butts up. It's just what it is. It's a nightmare. As far as Marvin Jones, not sure about Marvin Jones or Mike Gesicki. I do like Mike Gesicki, the big tight end. Don't know if the Saints will make a move on him. They got Drew Brack, which means Tyson Hill plays more of that tight end. They can move him around. Dan Arnold's on the active roster, and you got Hill. there, Josh Hill, and then after the bye week, chances are you'll gain back Jared Cook. So I'm not certain about Mike Gesicki. AJ Green is out of the realm of thought as far as I'm concerned. AJ Green makes too much money, and I don't see the Saints giving up a first or second round pick to get a wide receiver for 1 year, and he makes about $12 million. Now, of course, they can do something like they did with the linebacker we have from Miami earlier this year, where they take a large portion of his contract that the team pays for. I can see something like that. But honestly, the reality is asking me about Corey Davis. I like Corey Davis. I don't think that's a possibility. Devontae Parker is really a favorite behind the Dez Bryant. I really love that Devontae Parker possibility because he's a first-round talent. If you can get him for a third round or a fourth-round pick, I would go for it. He has a cheap contract as well that can help out. Also, I like Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson, undrafted guy, making $3 million this year. If the Jets decide to trade him, chances are won't be bad if the Saints get him for fourth to fifth round pick. Lanky wide receiver that can block and catch. Sean Payton loves those dudes. If Tyler Eifert, I don't think so on Tyler Eifert, but Devontae Parker and Robbie Anderson, I really like those guys if they don't go after Dez Bryant. So thank you for the question, Donald. Appreciate you, fam. Steve says, pedal to the metal, bring the 49ers in. Scoop says, yeah, the stripes were at work against us today as usual. Kyle says, Q, please run them stats. We're going to run the stats in just in the moment, fam. Matter of fact, let's see, we could drill up the stats right here, family, and put them on because just to be honest with you, man, you know, it was looking pretty damn good out there. As you can see, Saints 31-9 went. This game statistics brought to you by the Pro Shop. 237 yards Arizona was held to. Saints 510. Passing yards 373 versus 197. Rushing yards, the Saints had 137 rushing yards versus 40 by the Arizona Cardinals. Red zone, 4 of 6 in the red zone. The Cardinals 0-2. Penalties. Saints had 2 penalties for 15 yards. 2 of them. 5 penalties by the Arizona Cardinals for 35 yards. Time of possession, Saints almost had the ball for 40 minutes. 37, almost 38 minutes there. 22 minutes by Kyler Murray and Cliff Peasantberry. So that's what happened when you come in here talking all that mess, think you're going to do something against this here team. It ain't going to happen for you, baby, because we the black and gold nation, baby. The hardest team. I mean, like Kyle said. Was it Kyle? Who said that? I forgot. One of the family members said that. I don't know if it was Kyle. I forgot who it was. I gotta forgive me. But the family said when we had the live calls back in the day. I mean, last week we had the call-in shows. One of the family says, I don't like Jerry Jones. You can have, as far as the Cowboys being America's team. Somebody said Saints are America's team. He said, no, let them keep that. The Saints are God's team. Remember that one? Whoever said that, big ups to you. I forgot who it was. I don't know if it was Kyle. I forgot who it was. But big ups to the family members in the building on that one. I'm going to be honest with you. Big time. Dallas says, nah, stripes can't stop us this year, at least not without showing that they're blatantly trying to F us up. You can't F up the Saints nation because we are playing 2 teams at once, and we've been trained for that. So we taking on the rotten refs and whatever other team we got to face, and we beating both they smell asses today. This one. So big ups to the Saints because the rest of them got egg on their face. See, when our offense was doing the beat down today, Dallas says, IMAO, Glam Newton, you're a fool, Big Q. Adriana Rojas. Hey, Adriana. Who that to you? She said, who that from Pennsylvania? Wow. She said, stuck listening to Zach and Deuce and then Q after the games due to regional restrictions. Shout out to the fam, to my family in Norco and Lafayette. Who that to you and welcome, Adriana. I'm glad you're listening, baby. Big up and big black and gold love to Adriana Rojas way up in Pennsylvania. Big ups to the family members, man. We continue to get more beautiful black and gold family members. Big ups to Adriana. Thank you for joining us. Roscoe says, Q, how I see it is there was 7-0. The only loss was Brees out for 5 weeks. We're undefeated and a 6-game winning streak. This black and gold train is chugging its way to a Super Bowl. Ain't no slowing down. Thank you, Roscoe. Well said. Paul, who that Paul? He said, I think the game was a little boring and Brees was rusty as heck, but got better as the game went on. Thank you, Paul. Roscoe says, who that, Adriana? Thank you, Roscoe. Scoop says, Alan, you can't apply morality to the refs regarding intent. True Louisiana says, yep, after that overthrown INT, Brees bounced that back with 3 touchdowns. Loved it. Nearly 400 yards passing too. Scoop says, Big Q, T-Rex was balling again today. Full display. He had the full reins of the Taysom Hill, and it showed. The offense had a real comfortability level early on until it got his sea legs going. It was a little going on a little early. Things were a little close, but that's how it is like when you're watching a boxing match. You see at first, the first 2 or 3 rounds, they filling each other out to see what they can do. Then ultimately one guy learns the other guy and just starts hitting them body shots, head shots, haymakers, and everything. Next thing you know, the guy is covering up from the full assault, and then the referee standing over waving his head. All right, Cheryl, who that to you, Cheryl? Scoop says Brees INT was a pass he floated and wish he had to do over. Yeah, he floated that a little too fast. You can see Zach Line jumping, and Zach's only, what, 6 feet tall, trying to get a hold to it. He just couldn't wrap it up. He couldn't get it. And that's Patrick Peterson was happy as hell to get that. Too bad he didn't get it on Michael Thomas. And boy, did y'all see Josh Hill clear the cobwebs out of Patrick Peterson's brain? Oh man, I told you Josh Hill is a wildebeest, man. Not a beast, a wildebeest. That's what Josh Hill is. And let's see the fab. Let's see. Henry Sanchez. Who that, Henry? He said, hey, Q Brees had 3 TDs, not 2, and Cam Jordan should have had 4 sacks. I'm sorry about that correction, Henry. Thank you. He said, kept getting there, but Murray kept spinning out the same way, making Jordan miss. Great game. Thank you. Who that to you? Thank you, that fam. Kyle says CJJ, though. Scoop says Drew seemed to be looking, throwing to the right side of the field all game. Irvin Alexander, who that to you, fam? He says, who that Q? I like Harris at receiver. Today he was burning linebackers. They utilized him real good. I told you that little guy is super quick, lightning fast, like how they're employing him out there. Roscoe says, what I loved about our offense is for every mistake made, despite a drop ball, missed target, INT, our boys brushed it off and continue to make up for it. Our defense plays complementary football. Dallas says, I really don't think we need to sign another wide receiver because Harris is a good stand-in. Smith's going off when he gets back. We slick need another lineman, mainly a guard. Thank you, Dallas. And you knew that Easton was inactive today as well. As you've seen who went in there, you've seen our boy Will Clapp goes in when Eric McCoy had that little brief stint, but Eric McCoy went back in the game. So you see who the Saints using mainly as the reserve center. Well, you were supposed to be Nick Easton. Nick Easton is not going to be on this team next year. He getting no play time. He ain't even listed on the injury report nowhere. But anyway, fam, before we get back into the rest of the comments and whatnot, let's hear Coach Payton's thoughts on a big win over the Cardinals. Here you go.
We played offensively. I felt in the first half we left some opportunities to score out there, and then I was pleased in the second half. Fortunately, we were able to separate ourselves a little bit. Any questions? Look, honestly, we talked about this decision, and we really just paid attention to the doctors, and we weren't going to be careless with it. He threw it really well last Monday, and I know there was this sentiment to wait to the bye. And look, if a player is 100% healthy and feels ready to go, and someone like him is who I trust, and he looked fabulous all week in practice, and this is an important game. It's each one of these 16 games have the same value. So we're close to the 6-week mark now. But to have a game like we had today, and we scored a lot in the second half, it was a good win. It's been real steady. Man, he's one of these runners who's got good vision, and he kind of put his foot in the ground and pick up speed in a hurry. He's a fantastic teammate. All the things that we look for in a player he has, and so he's been a good addition to us.
That's 30-plus touches for him 2 weeks in a row. Is there something about him that he's sort of built to be able to?
Well, certainly he's one of those backs that you feel like as the game goes on that he's got good stamina. He's in great shape. I don't know that you go in knowing that you're going to have those type of touches, and we got in to the fourth quarter with a pretty good lead. So, but I was pleased with how we ran. A good stop, obviously, on their end of the field. It was a real good play. I think, look, it's to the defense's credit. Again, they were one-dimensional, and our ability to run the ball, possess the ball. I think all those things that we talk about, relative to winning games, I think kind of came to fruition in this game. Well, you're right there, almost on the 30, right? The 29, 30-yard line. So, yeah, it's taking advantage of the field position, and that was one of a number of big plays. I thought we contested throws well. I thought we did a lot of things well.
Sean, do you know why the clock didn't stop when Murray went out of bounds towards the end of the first half?
Say it again.
Do you know why the clock kept running when Murray went out of bounds?
I think they ruled that his progress was going away from the line of scrimmage. If that hand by the official just keeps rolling, you have to finish going forward on the sideline. If they ever feel like you were finished going backwards, they'll keep it going.
Sean, did you have any limitations or adjustments to Drew play calling at all?
None. No, it was really the defense we're seeing and putting our plan together. So there weren't any, well, this week let's not do, there wasn't one.
Sean,
He was 100%. Go ahead.
as far as with the way you used Murray, it seems like it was really similar to kind of the way you used Alvin. I mean, is that kind of the way you
I would say a little bit, but not quite totally. In fairness to the question, I think there's sometimes that, look, we had two halfbacks up in this game, which is kind of a little bit unusual. Zach's a player that's familiar with the position, and of course, if need be, Taysom's one of those guys that could fill in. But I think in order to run your offense, there's certain things that he might do that maybe would have been plays Alvin might. I mean, it does change for us a little bit relative to personnel groupings. Pardon? We've seen it in training camp, and so we've seen the preseason, and he's extremely competitive. I like that about him. He plays hard, and he's got really, really good ball skills. So, we've gotten some real good production out of him, and in games like this where they were in a lot of four receiver sets, you can't have enough of those guys. Well, look, I think, we obviously have a lot of football left, and you go through momentum cycles, and sometimes being on different teams, you're trying to create momentum. But I would say this is a pretty close, resilient group, and I think that I think they care a lot about each other, and I think they understand how to win, and they also understand how difficult it is. So you'll have some time away, and then get back in here ready for another home game.
That's Coach Payton, family, chiming in on a bevy of different subjects and topics, and I got to be honest, I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. The coach used the term fabulous. Fabulous. Man, it's awesome, man. Man, it's just beautiful. What can I tell you, man? It's magnificent. The Saints turning it on, man. Turning it on, and I mean on and on and on and on. You look at some of the individual accolades from this game, family, and I got nothing to say but great things about the Saints defense. I mean, they shut this Arizona club down, averaging 20-something points a game. They could not muster any damn thing in this game to help themselves out. To be honest with you, the Saints roll off and just stumped them and held them to just basically 3 field goals in the game. I mean, it was awesome. It showed them this is how you play football, and just put the league on notice. This is how you deal with the air raid offense, or whatever the hell you call it. It worked in college, but that's like a lot of schemes in college. It works only in college, but in the NFL, it's a whole other different monster altogether. Looking at some of the individual accolades, man, just to put it on notice, Drew Brees, 34 out of 43 for 373 beautiful yards for Drew Brees. Absolutely awesome for him. 34 out of 43, 373, averaging almost 9 yards every time he threw the ball. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception with a 116.4 rating. Insane. He hadn't played in 5-something games. The only thing he does is come in and has 116.4 rating, throws for 3 touchdowns, 373 yards, and then his first game back, he chunks 43 attempts. That was weird. That was absolutely insane because I said, man, there's no way we're going to put Drew back out there and sling that rock that much. But Sean Payton said, hey, man, he back in offense. Let's get back to business. Why wait? Why wait? Let's just air it out on this Cardinal club who think they can deal with the Saints offense. So, man, big ups to the Saints on doing it like that, man. Latavius Murray, once again, 21 carries for 102 yards. This dude had one breakaway run for like 28 yards. He had one rushing touchdown. The man averaged almost 5 yards. 5 yards a carry. 5 yards a carry for Latavius Murray today off of 21 rushes. 5 yards a carry. 4.9 to be precise, but you average up 5 yards a carry for Latavius Murray every time you gave him the ball. Insane. Oh, my goodness. Behind him, Dwayne Washington had 3 carries for 38 yards as well. He had a breakthrough run about 31 yards. And he averaged almost 13 yards a run for his 3 runs that he had Dwayne Washington, the limited capacity he played. Mike Thomas Mike was thrown to 11 times. He caught all 11 passes for 112 yards and 1 touchdown. He also averaged 10.2 yards every time he caught the damn ball. Every time you threw the ball to Mike Thomas, he got you a first down a day. That is insane. You can't, and they supposed to have an all-pro, and Patrick Peterson is one of my favorite cornerbacks, is the LSU guy. But man, Patrick Peterson was no match for Mike Thomas. And they had him on Mike Thomas to regard the bulk of the game. And only thing Mike Thomas does is catch 11 passes for over 100 yards and a touchdown. He averaged 10 yards every time he caught the Peterson who? You might as well have Adrian Peterson out there guarding. He probably would have had a bad outing. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely insane. I'm loving it though. Behind him, Taysom Hill had 3 catches for 63 yards in the score in this one, and that was a 21-yard catch average on the game. Latavius, now by the way, Latavius not only got you 21 carries for 102 yards with a touchdown, he also caught the ball 9 times for 55 yards, 1 touchdown receiving on 12 targets. Almost Elvin Kamara-ish. He got you 100 yards rushing and a score on almost 5 yards of rush. Then turns around, catches 9 passes. 9 passes for you and a touchdown. That's Latavius Murray. That's almost Elvin Kamara-ish. I don't hear those Ingram folk no more. I don't hear them too often. But anyway, that was a beautiful day by Latavius Murray. Very special. Ted Ginn finished the game, 2 catches for 42 yards. Josh Hill had 3 for 39. Dan Arnold, 2 for 25. Deontay Harris had 2 for 17. Zach Klein, 1 for 11. And Austin Carr got in action. He had 1 catch for 9 yards on 2 targets in the day. Defensively speaking, Demario Davis led the way with 8 tackles on the day, followed by combined effort. Von Bell and both Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, both had 5 tackles on the day. Chauncey had 2 pass defense. Remember, PJ returns after the bye week. It'll be interesting to see what the Saints do. Do they allow PJ to assume his starting role job? Or Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, in my opinion, man, I mean, it's going to be hard for them to say, okay, we got to move Chauncey Gardner back to the backup role. He's got a head for the ball. He's one of those guys that's ready for the moment. He's that guy. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was spectacular this game. A.J. Klein was excellent at 5 tackles. Eli Apple didn't even look like nothing. He had an injury. He played really well in this game, made several key breakups. He had 3 tackles. Cam Jordan had 2 tackles and a sack in this game as well. David Onyemata got involved in the action as well. David Onyemata had 2 tackles and a sack as well in this one. Marshawn Lattimore, 2 tackles. Marcus Williams had 2 tackles. Shai Tuttle had 2 tackles and a sack in the game. So we're looking at what the Saints did, man. It was pretty good, pretty spectacular for the Saints. And this one, Malcolm Brown had 1 tackle, Trey Hendrickson had a tackle, and JT Gray had a tackle as well. Now I think Trey Hendrickson had a sack as well, family, if I want to say It's not listed here on these stats I'm looking at, but I'm saying they had 4 sacks in the game. And Trey Hendrickson, I think, got the other one. I'm going to have to research that. But I think it was an excellent performance by the Saints. They did an excellent job in this game, just minimizing it. Look at Kyler Murray's numbers, 19 of 33. He had 220 yards, averaged just under 7 yards, no touchdowns, no interception. He was sacked 3 times. Okay. He was sacked 3 times in the game. The backup quarterback, Brett Huntley, was sacked to give him 4 on the game. 7.8 on the rating. Kyler Murray, rookie, just pretty much what it was. Had no help from the rushing attack. Arizona combined rushing attack, 11 carries for 40 yards. That's less than, that's 3.6 yards on the carry. They were totally ineffective. Chase Edmonds, 7 carries for 8 yards before he got hurt. He was a 9-factor. I just seen before I even came online, I was looking up some stuff. I happened to come across an article that basically made mention of the fact the Arizona Cardinals, this was on ESPN, by the way, showing that without a run, when Chase Edmonds goes out, the Saints win. Like Chase Edmonds was going to be a factor. Chase Edmonds wasn't no goddamn factor in the game. See, this is what kind of nonsense I'm talking about by these idiot reporters and writers out here. We're going to get some people that tell it like it is and write it like it is. I tell you what, man. Tell you. We're going to get them. Because the reality at the end of the day is the same. Even if the Redskins, even if the Cardinals had Chase Edmonds, whoever the hell he is, then he would have been no affair. He wasn't doing a damn thing when he was in there. 8 carries for what? He averaged a yard per carry? You know, and it's just insane, the stupidness that I hear from some of these reporters. 7 carries for 8 yards. That's 1.1 yard on the rush. Every time they gave him the ball, they got 1 yard. 1.1 yards. Come on, that's. But it's just the fact that another ability to try to steal away and say, well, the Saints, the Arizona Cardinals didn't have a running game. They didn't have anything to compete with Saints. Even if they had David Johnson, we would have shot him down anyway. Because this is who we are. This is who we are. Dave Johnson's a beast, but Dave Johnson would have met with the same fate as Zeke Elliott, the same fate as Ty Gurley, the same fate as the rest of the top backs in the league meet when you run against the black and gold wall. You're going to meet the same damn fate you come up against us, and that's just the beautiful thing about it. But let me get through some more of the comments in the section before we roll Drew Brees. We got him tuned up next, coming at the family, as Drew will give you his opinions and things on the game. Drew, he looked spectacular in the game. I got to give it to him. Drew looked really good in this one, and I'm really proud and happy for Drew because he came back and he showed who he is. He's a Hall of Famer. True Animal said, Dallas, I agree, Dallas. CJG, the next big thing. Year 2, we going nuts. Desmond Roman says, watching the 49ers giving me flashbacks to 2011. Jerome says, Saints have a defense or a defensive tackle to be traded if they needed anything because they're deep. Steve said, it was awesome. We stopped them on the 2 4th down. Spectacular. How dare you try to go on that? I mean, that's just like, what, you playing Madden or something? That's what I was thinking of Cliff Kingsbury, Peasantberry. He kind of young. It's like, man, you playing Madden or something? This ain't no Madden. This real life here. You can't do that in your own 30. Okay. Oh, well. And after that, all the air was sucked out of that team. Everything. Roscoe says, our Saints offense and defense is a match made in heaven. Thank God Jesus is a Saints fan. That's right. God is a Saints fan, baby. God. Who that to the family members in the building? I'll tell you, baby, I told you, baby. A lot of them, baby, they don't understand, baby. But God is a Saints fan, baby. God is a Saints fan, baby. Who that to you? Who that? Thank you, that Reverend. Appreciate you. Reverend had to chime in right there. You know, anytime somebody throw God is a Saints fan in there, he gonna put it. Scoop said, I really thought Payton might call a pass play to Will Clapp. He was eligible at least 5 plays today. Jerome said, I believe when PJ come back and CGJ is going to play a lot of linebacker with David. PJ played the slot. Dallas says, Big Q, hope you don't mind me telling folk that this on your channel, but I'm a homegirl on the IG under designation streams, grams for all my who that's out there. No problem, Dallas. It's all love, baby. Let's see. Hold on. We just strolled on them. Louisiana says, LOL. Demi says, Q, I hate to mention the name, but how did Dan Arnold play today? He played pretty well. He did pretty well. He was blocking out there and everything, Demi. But we kind of put him in the purgatory. You know what I'm saying? We put him in the purgatory and regulated him. The Saints kind of did a little thing when they brought in the guy, the tight end Brian Parker from the Broncos, put him on the active roster, and you had Dan Arnold sitting on the practice squad. That obviously got his mind right. And when you get an opportunity to get a second chance to make it back to the active roster, you're going to make the best of it. So Dan Arnold's doing that, and big ups to Dan Arnold. You know, I don't want to see nobody fail for the Saints because that's stupid. If some of our players fail, then we fail as a team. Plus, we fail as a family when our team is not, but we keep it strong. So at the end of the day, I still have to give big credit to Dan Arnold and the rest of the people getting him ready to play because he was blocking out there. He made a few catches out there. Not bad for Dan Arnold. Okay, good up. Big ups for Dan Arnold. At least he didn't fumble the ball. He still needs to pray for consistency. Thank you, Demi. Paul says Murray is a beast. He need to stay in there with Zach Line blocking. Now, how often you seen that? Remember, over the last couple of games, prior to that, we hadn't seen much fullback, a lead back in front of a running back. Most of the times, Alvin Kamara was hitting them holes by himself. You ain't have a lead back. All of a sudden, he gets hurt or he gets his minutes dialed back. Latavius Murray comes in there. All of a sudden, we see Zach Line in there more often than what we originally was saying. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now, that wasn't happening before, but we called that before. You know, we called that before. Utilizing Zach Line. Somebody got to be listening because this stuff is too close. Zach Line was utilized in the last couple of games more so than he ever was prior to the Alvin Kamara matchup. He was scantily used in those plays. Now we're starting to see Zach Line play a lot more, and I'm glad to see that because that's what he's there for. Let him suck up a block and free up Latavius. That's how Latavius get into the second and third levels and brutalizing those linebackers and those DBs. That's what you want to see. You want to see Latavius Murray in the second level running over cornerbacks and safeties. That's what you want to see. Let's see what Dallas says. We built the Saints tough, strong on both offensive line, defensive line. It's all about the trenches. We will be around late in the season when most teams will be gone. Thank you, Dada. True Louis Animal says Demi played great, was catching really good. Tramal said Reverend Saints show up every game. Thank you, Tramal. Paul says Murray looked like a midget out there running around hard to get down. Charles Williams, who that fam? He said Ref Gate didn't hold us back today. No, it didn't, fam. Truly Louisiana says Charles. Ha ha ha. Scoop says Arnold played good today. Kyle says thank God for Teddy B getting us up to this point. Big up to Teddy Bridgewater. Thank you, Kyle. Dallas says we caught Kyler Murray on one of his 5 and 9 days. LOL. Lil man can dodge sacks for so long. It's only so where you so many areas of the field you can run to. And then Kyler Murray is starting to understand that he was able to do a lot of that in college because he was one of the best athletes on the field. When you come to the pro, all of these guys are athletes, and it'll blow your damn mind to understand how big or how fast a guy that's 6'4", 280 pounds can run. Cam's pretty fast. Davenport's one of the fastest defensive linemen they have. He'll get after your butt. Then you got our big guys like Sheldon Rankins who can move, and Malcolm Brown and Onyemata. Those guys aren't no slow plotting guys. Those guys are nimble athletes that happen to be 280 plus guys that can move, and it shows how Kyler Murray, that field gets smaller. No comment on his size, but I really like him. I think he's a smaller version of Russell Wilson, and the guy's gonna be good. But you're coming up against a team, and they just showed the league how to take apart that Arizona offense. They're gonna have to change it up. Now you give them a running game still and all, it'll be the same effect. We would have shut you down anyway. That's what we're dealing with. Devin said, who that? Q, what up, Devin? True Animal says, Kyle, I know, right? He managed the game pretty good. Demi says, True Animal, true that. Kyle said, I think PJ is going to get his spot back. LOL. Steve says, we're going for the #1 seed. Yes, sir. Thank you, Steve. Roscoe says, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson deserves a lot of credit on today's win. The kid is a wicked playmaker. He's everywhere on the field, and every tackle he made was there. Cardinals going to have nightmares of this kid. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, you could nickname him Visa, because he's everywhere. Because that little dude is something else. I believe, great handle there. He says Gardner Johnson is a dog. Thank you there, fam. Subscribe, I believe, if you're not a subscriber. Thank you for that. True Louisiana says, yeah, Gardner Johnson going to be great for us in the near future. Dude does what he's supposed to do out there. Devin says Chauncey Gardner Johnson ain't losing his spot. Thank you, Devin. Roscoe says Gardner like Michael Myers. Everywhere you run, he's there murdering folks. Pat Thompson, who that, Pat? Paul says, until the New England Patriots go down, I just can't get too happy. Family. No, Paul. Enjoy this. Get happy. Get even happier to understand that the league cannot protect the Patriots any longer. The Patriots going to play teams like Buffalo and all these teams. They got a weaker side over there. They playing teams, and a lot of times they have a weak schedule. Now, don't get me wrong. That's a good team because that's a hell of a coach over there, Bill Belichick, and a hell of a quarterback they got over there. But let me tell you something. There's always two teams that sharpen steel. The Saints on this side is the most complete team in the NFL, you got to say, and especially in the NFC. You look at all these other teams like the 71 teams. Look at the Packers. They got offense, defense, not so good. You look at the other squads that are doing pretty good. They have a lot of problems. The Saints, the only team that's complete, the most complete team in the NFC, and I would dare say in the entire NFL. You look at the Patriots are okay because they got their ways of doing things. But even Bill Belichick said when they was watching the Saints NFC Championship game that he was a little scared to take on the Saints. That's what Bill Belichick said. You know why? Because Sean Payton knows how to beat the Patriots. He got the weapons to beat the Patriots. He got the defense to stop the Patriots. You got a guy back there, and don't get me wrong, Tom Brady is one of my favorite quarterbacks. He's awesome. But at the end of the day, Tom Brady will meet the same fate as a lot of these other guys that we playing because he can't move that well. And we put that blitz on him, get after him, knock him around in the game, you're going to start to see some sports. The Saints are on the mission. They pissed off after the last 2 years of being handed garbageness and bull crap. Let me tell you something. No other team playing with that bigger. And like I just mentioned to Kelvin, making LSU reference, that the Saints are a team that's built to knock off dynasties and create dynasties. It take a certain mentality and an attitude that you got to have, man. And most of these teams, you see them some games and then you don't see them. The Saints play with a competitive edge every game. They sustain that ferocity every game. Now, you can only have that kind of mindset forged in the temperament of things that you went through. And I'm not saying these other teams ain't go through nothing, but who went through what we went through over the last couple of years dealing with all this nonsense with the NFL and these goddamn referees and all this kind of stuff here. And a lot of the stuff that happened to him was self-inflicted. Dropping a touchdown in the NFC Championship game. Whiffing on the tackle to take down Stephon Diggs. You win the game to go up against the Eagles. You just stump the rat, you know what, out of them. Them Eagles up there. At the end of the day, it's a lot of it self-imposed. That's why we had the T-shirt that says that we didn't get robbed. You can't take from us. That's already stuff that's already for us. We gave a lot. We gave that up. If we'd have made some plays, been less conservative and went for it like a dog, had that dog mentality, we would have took care of business. That's why I don't buy all that stuff and talk about we got robbed. Like we ain't have an opportunity to win them goddamn games. Cut that out, man. Stop blaming everybody else for your problems and man up and say, well, listen here. The Saints lost because we didn't catch enough balls. We didn't block well here. We could have threw the ball to this guy. Sean Payton even came out and said I could have called a game plan. I should have went for it on them, the couple of third ones and all that kind of stuff. This is what I'm talking about. And the Saints have that mentality now that nothing or no one is going to stop us. Like the fam said in the chat, that the Saints are a team right now that only thing that can stop them is them. That's why I was telling people before that the Saints not going to underestimate nobody. We're not going to underestimate nobody. I don't care who it is because we are the underdogs here. And that's the mentality that we're going to carry into the Super Bowl. I don't want you to put me on top of your goddamn power rankings now. With this 5 weeks ago, you dropped me all the way from 2 all the way to 16. Don't think I didn't forget that. Then all of a sudden you're going to put me back up. Now, you know what? I'm about to say something and your power rankings, but I catch myself because this is a family show. Thank you very much. But let's keep it going. Who that to you, Pablo? Good to see you, fam. Elite, who that to you? Henry says she ain't streaming today. Adrian says I'm #1 fan in the building. What's up to you, Adrian? Pablo says Carolina getting monkey stumped. I expect them to play a little better against Sham Francisco. Pretty good, Pablo. Payne Music Inc. says Marie the Saints looking good. Swept Man, Panthers getting the you know what beat. Roscoe says, I guess I'm #2. Devin says, who that to the family? Is everybody saying what's up? Truly's Animal and everybody in the building. So I'm glad to hear it, man. Swept Man said that's better than Ingram. Forgot that. But then again, Ingram might have gone off too at Arizona. But like I said, man, it's hard. And I was thinking about that comparison, the Ingram comparison versus the Latavius Murray comparison. The truth is, there's no comparison. You can't compare them because if Ingram was starting from snap one, day one with the Baltimore Ravens, the Sean Payton got his you know what out of his you know what after finally you lose Alvin Kamara. Then you were forced to understand who Latavius Murray is. Did you forget? We were saying it the whole time. You're paying $16 million for this dude. Go ahead for $14 million for him for 4 years. Put him in there. The guy can run over people. Now you're starting to see it. So it'll be good to see how he acclimates when Kamara comes back and add all that together. See all this stuff come and force the coaches to pay attention. It's like, okay, we realize we made a mistake. We ain't giving him enough snaps. Giving him 2 snaps and 4 snaps and then 7 snaps, that was foolish. But every time you gave him the ball, you should have looked at the statistics and showed that every time you give him the goddamn ball, he averaged 4.4 yards a carry. He fall forward and give you 4 yards. How many running backs you know doing that? Giving you 4 yards a carry. Most of the backs that give you 4.5 yards, give you 4 or 4.5 yards average, or 5 yards average, the top backs in the league. The top backs in the league give you half a first down every time you give them the ball. That's how it goes. Latavius Murray was a steal, but I cannot sit up here and put Mark Ingram. Ingram is a Baltimore Raven now. Not much love to Mark Ingram in Baltimore, but my dude is Latavius Murray right now. Mark is gone. I'm done with Mark. Mark is over with. You know, I respect what he did from a historical standpoint, but moving forward, our dog in the black and gold nation dog is Latavius Murray. And I promise you that Latavius Murray, if they keep giving him what he get, he's gonna have at least 8 to 10 touchdowns before this year over with. I'm telling you. Keep feeding him a ball. You talking about a running back getting 10 rushing touchdowns this year. And then you can see he can catch the ball. He had 9 catches today. That's Alvin Kamara-ish. I'm not comparing him to him, but the statistics, I'm saying, he give you 100 yards in the rushing touchdown with over a 4-yard rushing average, and then in the passing situation, he give you 9 catches for 51 yards and a touchdown. That's Latavius Murray. That's what we were saying in the family. So thank the family here. Let's keep it going. Devin says Murray looked like Elvin out there today. Thank you there, fam. Sweatman said that's, but then again, Ingram might have gone off too. Roscoe says Murray deserves the ball kids growing in our offense. Just needed the reps. That's all he needed, family. Paul says, who that? Payne says Lutz have to tighten up. Yeah, he got to tighten up. Payne music. He missing 3 kicks in a 2-game span. Don't worry, he gonna get better, man. But it's okay for him to miss them kicks now as opposed to later. He'll get his mind right. That's what we got Will Lutz for. John Gill says, come do a show here up north. We'll take care of you. Taysom is my dog. Thank you, John. Appreciate you. Elite said they ran the ball. Hold on here. Elite says, hold on, it scrolled on me, family. Let's see. Okay, hold on here, family. It scrolled on me. It's awesome, though, man, to be honest with you, man. So let's go into our next interview. This is Drew Brees talking about the big win over the Arizona Cardinals. Here's Drew.
Obviously, the last 5 weeks have been tough. You know, just rehabbing, just trying to get healthy again. But you know, I felt like early on there was a lot of excitement, you know, and maybe shaking the rust off a little bit. But and I love the game, love being out there with my teammates, and I think just, you know, starting practice this week and getting through it, you know, I was hoping this would be the week. You know, this was kind of the week that I had in my mind from the moment that I got hurt. I think the doctors and everybody were saying after the bye week, but I was trying to fast track that as much as possible. But understanding that, you know, there's a healing process that needs to take place, but man, let's try to push this as much as we can. And, you know, a lot of it was just, you know, ability to get a grip on the ball and be able to throw the ball accurately and just, you know, be myself and not think about it and be able to play confidently. And so as soon as I could grip it and rip it, then, you know, I wanted to play. I wanted to be out there with my teammates. Well, I thought we were better on third down. You know, it felt like we sustained a lot of really long drives, I felt like, throughout the game, and that was a big emphasis coming into this game, knowing, you know, the explosiveness of their team on the other side. And so it was, man, let's possess the ball as much as possible, keep it out of their hands, keep it out of Kyler Murray's hands, and, you know, take care of the football and try to generate points. And, you know, first half was disappointing just in the fact that I felt like we had put together, you know, 4 really good drives, you know, going down into the red zone, and really only walked away with 6 points, or 10 points, I guess. But I think the second half we felt like, you know, that's when I think we do a lot of our best work, from the standpoint that I think our halftime adjustments and then just our ability to come out and execute and, you know, wear a team down and then begin to, you know, score touchdowns, which is what we were able to do in the second half. Defense played great throughout the game. Felt like managed a lot of their playmakers. Got a couple big fourth down stops, and special teams did a good job as well. Go ahead.
Was there a moment this week that you sat down with Sean, or you went to Sean and said, I'm good to go,
So I've been on a throwing schedule, over the last couple weeks, and starting off with a really light ball, Nerf ball even, and then kind of progressing my way to the same size and same weight as NFL ball. I felt like the progression was indicating this would be the week. And so, last week, really Saturday, told him that I felt like next week was going to be the week. I was going to throw on Monday again, and then was going to be ready to go on, at practice on Wednesday. And so that was the process. That was the plan, and basically just stuck to the plan, and it all worked out the way that we had predicted.
Was there one throw in this game that when you knew this is going to be good?
No, I mean, I felt like, I'd say that really took place in practice. Thursday practice was when I felt like, all right, I'm able to make all the throws I need to make.
Are you anticipating maybe soreness tomorrow, see how it responds? Do you think it's going to be
No, I think it's going to be okay. I think just the level of healing, I haven't been reckless with this. I wore that splint today, and I've been in touch with the doctor, and I've gotten an MRI, and he had a chance to look at the level of healing, and everything kind of had to pass certain parameters, in order for this to happen. And I think we, the team, as in Sean Payton, doctor, therapist, everybody felt like I was good to go.
What was that you were wearing? You can undertake that there was still.
Yeah, there's a hard plastic splint, and I wear on the outside of my thumb.
And that's something you're hoping to shed as early as the next game.
I hope so. Yeah,
But it ended up being,
yeah, it was okay.
with it on
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
it didn't end up being too much of a burden.
no, and that's evolved. We've worked with it to develop a comfort level. As a quarterback, you don't like having a hard plastic splint on your thumb to throw a ball. I'd rather not have to have it, but
And the interception, did that ball sail on you?
Nope.
The decision was
bad decision. Should not have thrown that ball. I got a little greedy. Just Mike Thomas is wide open underneath, so throw it to him and live to play another day.
There go Drew Brees, man. You can hear when the reporter tried to say, was that an issue dealing with your thumb when you threw the ball? And he says just he got a little greedy. That's Drew. Man, I just got to say, man, I got to give big ups to Drew Brees and the Saints organization, man, that continue to astound not only the family, man. We follow this team. This is our squad. We listen to this team. We follow this team. We hear all the interviews. We know all of the players, all the stats, the history, the heritage, the culture. And it's beautiful. But ever so often, you'll see some of the great black and gold people kind of astound you. And this is very astounding, man. And it's very awesome, man, to say the least. Because looking at Drew Brees and really looking at him saying, man, Drew Brees will not play this game. It didn't make any sense. If he knows by his own account he's not 100% healthy, then why won't we not give him the rest? But all he does is come in here and throw 3 touchdowns, over 300 yards, and we literally embarrassed the Arizona Cardinals. I thought they would bring a little bit more of an edge, and early on they did. And ultimately, it's a game of consistency. It's a game of longevity, and they just could not match the pace or the punch, the power, the mindset of what the Saints were doing as the defensive onslaught continued. We spoke about during the breakdown of the preview from the previous show about the Arizona Cardinals' top personnel. I mean, their defensive people. Once again, this is the trend, and we spoke about it as well, that they did not record a sack this goddamn game. Not one sack did they get. And they have Chandler Jones and Terrell Suggs. Terrell Suggs didn't record a stat. He was 0.00001 QB hit. And then you look at their best pass rusher, and just absolutely insane. Chandler Jones. I mean, he had 1 tackle in this game. Are we seeing the trends? That's the same thing happened with Aaron Donald. He had 1 tackle. J.J. Watt was much like Terrell Suggs. He did not record a goddamn stat. Did you hear me? They don't understand. And when you see them talk about it next week, they're going to say the same damn stuff all over again. But I just love it. It's astounding, man. It's astounding to know the level you are witnessing a Super Bowl team. Not only just the Super Bowl team, but I ain't gonna say the birth of a dynasty, but ultimately the last couple of years, the Saints should have been playing for championship, should have been playing in the Super Bowl the last couple of years. We should have beat Minnesota, went on to top Philadelphia, and went on against the Patriots. That was we should have been battling the Patriots in Super Bowls for the last 2 years. It's finally gonna happen this year. Same thing that happened with the Los Angeles game last year in the championship round, where the officials all got blind at the last minute. But you got to give it to the Saints. You got to understand the referees will not help you unless they forced to. They'll call more against you than they will help you. Like what happened in this game here when the Saints had a free play and they blew it dead. I've not seen that happen all year long. I promise you. I promise you. Every time they got a guy that jumps into and creates a neutral zone infraction, it's a free play, which means the offense can have a chance to stick that ball down the field. You know what they did? They blew it dead. Never seen that before. Never seen that before in this all damn season long. That you got a guy jumps in the neutral zone, the Saints hike the ball and get a free play, and the referee stop them from doing it, blow the play dead. That is absolutely insane. See, that's what kind of stuff happened to you that don't happen to nobody else. But we are cognizant about that. We cognizant about it, and the coach is. It's no longer they sit up here reading from scripts. He understands at the intricate level. They can't talk on this stuff like we can. They can't. They cannot talk about it like we talk about it because they up in there. And if they do say something, they could be penalized for it. You see what I'm saying? It's not a freedom thing. You can't speak your mind freely as an NFL player. And it's a shame because it's like some of those shirts. It's just property of the NFL. That's exactly what it is. Your team property. And if you say something that the team doesn't like, you could be penalized. You can lose money. You can lose. And that's a shame. You know, it happens often because you should have a certain room to speak your mind, especially if somebody's wrong. And the referees are wrong. And they need to be held to the fire. But anyway, we holding their ass to the fire. So let's keep on reading this here. Elite said they ran the ball 6 to 7 times for nowhere. I believe says they had the one long run by the wide receiver. Yes, that's all. In 40 yards on 11 carries or something like that was laughable. Devin says the 4th and 1 stop, it took it out of him. Thank you. Paul says, hey Q, Will Lutz need to wake up a close a close game could come down to his kicks. Need to get it together. He will. Will Lutz, I have absolutely 100% faith that Will Lutz will get it together. No doubt about it. Pablo says, no need to trade for anyone. Saints went off for 500 plus yards. Sign Dez as a red zone target and keep pushing forward. Thank you, Pablo. Good information. Good comment. Elite says, outstanding. LaShawn says, who that? What up, LaShawn? Who that to you? Said, who that? Open up the phone lines. Big Q, I won't hear anything. I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't think we opening the lines today, LaShawn. I'm sorry. But let me get through some of these comments, and I promise you, after I get through the comments, we get a few more times. I'll open up the lines toward the end of the show, and then we'll let some of the family members chime in on here. So I'm gonna get through some of these comments to the family. Dallas said the difference between the Saints and the 49ers of 2011 versus now is literally everything. We are so much better. Thank you, Dallas. Donovan says, who that? Kelvin says Arizona need to go ahead and give up Larry Fritz. Let that man have one more shot at a ring. Sean says, who that Sean? He in the building. Jason, who that baby in the building? Bringing on the 49ers. Roscoe said against the Saints front 4 defense, no one has a run game. It's all facts. Just ask the Jags, the Bucks, Cowgirls, Texans, Rams, and the Sea Chickens. Every team since 2017 is as real as the art of the deal. Who that to you? Elite says, son, that rail route with Zach Line was hilarious. Pablo says Fritz will leave Arizona if he could. That's his team. Guy is going to retire there and go into politics in Arizona. Elise says he Seacox. Louis Lumboy, who that to you? Louis says, who that from who that nation? Cali chapter, baby. Who that to you out in Cali? Louis, big ups to you. Who that? True says Pablo LOL, not politics. Joey, who that baby? Who that to Joey and Isabella in the building? Sean T says, up to the fam. Elise says, we coming. Multiply apples, says, oh. Kyle Davis, we battle tested. Elite Good says, right scared. Sean says, Who that? We Coming says Elite Kyle says, I don't want to hear Stephen A give us props. I don't want to hear it. He can keep his props. Take it, cut it, put it on a piece of paper, cut it up into little squares, put some water on it, put it in a bowl, and make it into a mesh or a paste and put it on top of his balding spot in front of his head and try to grow hair with it. That's what I want him to do with that. Or another thing, that's the G rated. The other way, you already know. Pablo says Saints are now number 7 ranked defense. Who that? That's right. Pablo says Kyle. I do. I like when Stephen A has to eat crow. Kyle Hurd too. Kyle Hurd's a politician with a mic that's a sports reporter. He's up here talking about shirts that he bought and all. Man, get out of here. Shut up. Shut up. Oh, Kyle Hurd's such a nincompoop. Henry says, according to Jarvis Landry, the Browns beating the Patriots today. LOL. Elite says it's going to be what Arizona didn't do and et cetera about Arizona. That's correct, because that's the same mentality they had when the Bears lost. It's about what the Bears didn't do. Michael Wilbon and all them started making excuses for the Bears over the fact that they didn't run the ball. Like, you could have made them run the ball 40 damn times. It wouldn't have helped them. It wouldn't have helped them in the game against the Saints. Trust me. But that's how they are. They continue to disrespect. That's why we continue to ride on them and shut them down. Kyle says, talk that ish, Q. Adrian says, contribute to the Sports Coma platform with a monthly contribution of $1, $5, $10 or more. Become a contributor today. Thank you, Adrian, for that. For everybody, big ups to the family members, Derek, Lockett, Dada, Devin, Kelly, and the rest of the family for joining our Patreon team and becoming a monthly contributor. That goes toward building the platform and doing spectacular things as we continue to move forward on this platform and build a great platform for the family. Who that to you, Sean? Sean is also a Patreon family member as well. So it's another way. Check out the link in the description section below, family, if you're interested in becoming a Patreon member of the show. Thank you very much. Elite says, LOL, Big Q. Roscoe says, Sean Payton built the Saints to beat and compete against AFC teams. That's why Belichick's afraid. And this year, he's not going to dodge the bullet. I want a Pats and Saints Super Bowl. Damn it, that'll be so gorgeous. Awesome and excellent to have the Saints and Pat Super Bowl. That'll be awesome to get them two guys, Drew Brees versus Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. That would be awesome. Randy says, I wonder what will happen once PJ Williams returns. Where will Dennis Allen put CJ Gardner-Johnson? That's the next big question. Once PJ Williams returns, what happens with CJ Gardner? That's the thing. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. He played so spectacularly the last couple of games. He was like second and third as far as attack. He's one of them guys that go out there and make something happen. He finds the ball. He's a great open field tackler. And something that PJ always had that he didn't have, that other guys didn't have, was the fact that PJ Williams was the best tackler on the team. He's the best tackling cornerback you have. Maybe not so much no more with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson running around there. Chauncey Gardner sticks his head and makes open field tackles. I mean, it's like he was just out there for years. I mean, he just enjoys it. He got a head for the ball. And when you find guys like that, you got to leave them in there. So we just going to have to see how that work out. The right one says, Q, I'm in the building. Who that to your family? Way out from Orlando. Randy said, I wonder what, I read that. Pablo says, 49ers just did the bike life dance in the game. Why everyone copying the Saints? Because we the best, baby. That's it. It's a copycat league. You know how it go. Scoop says San Francisco. I like it. Paul says LSU beats Alabama, national champs for sure. Thank you, Paul. I just think it's excellent, awesome, man, to be honest with your family, that we continue to roll over these teams like this, and I just love it, man. I just absolutely love it, to be honest with you. I love it. Let's keep it moving here. Let's hold on here. PJ should play safety, says Roscoe. Thank you, fam. Adrian says, don't say it, Q. Pablo, I noticed all these other teams want to do the team polls the Saints do. Copycats, LOL. I know, fam. That's what all they do. Anyone want to sell a PS2? I just need the console. Elite trying to get old school. Pablo says, Alabama is still the team to beat until our Tigers beat them. Sean D says Murray's a stud. He needs 15 to 20 touches a game. Thank you, Sean. Elite says Murray jersey is called for. K Slim 17, who that fam says, best believe the way we're looking, Super Bowl bound. Bless you, boys. Thank you, K Slim 17. Roscoe says LSU defense needs to tighten up if they won't beat Bama or the Tigers secondary scares me at times. Scoop says, Q, what you drinking in that cup? Just juice in the cup, fam. It's just juice in the cup. Elise's one game at a time. Hit the like button, family. If you're in the building, feel free to hit the like button if you please. It helps the platform in many different ways. So please feel free to hit the like button and help out the family live stream. So all the family, all the great and beautiful black and gold family members in the building right now, feel free to hit the like button. Please hit the like button. If you like what the Saints did today, hit the like button. That's how I'm gonna pose it. If you like the Saints stumping Cliff Peasantberry's butt in the dirt, hit the like button. If you like the fact that the Saints were able to go to 7-1, hit the like button. If you like the fact that the Saints were able to shut up Kyler Murray hype and then advance to 6 straight wins, hit the like button. That's great stuff going on, man. I tell you what. Let's see. Paul says Murray needs to start and let Kamara do the running with Zach Line and Taysom Hill pass. We got a lot of options now, don't we? Scoop says some happy juice, not just regular juice, bro. Roscoe says Q drinking that perp. Nah, if I was drinking that perp, I'd be jumping all around, all kind of stuff, man. Nah, that's regular juice, fam. True Louisiana says Murray 2 games in a row rushing over 100 yards, missing seeing that in our rushing game. Henry says LSU secondary is good, is the pass rush that needs work. A DB can only cover for so long before eventually someone gets open. Thank you, Henry. Paul says I want a Zach Line pass out of the fullback option. Truly Asma said Paul LOL, Zach Line and a career day-to-day. Roscoe, you watching the same game. LSU secondary gave up too much plays. Pass rush is a minor issue. Family going over the LSU stuff. Join the Tough Tiger Talk podcast, family. Go on YouTube and put that in and subscribe. We do all this. We talk about LSU all the time. We cover it. Robert Clark says, who that, Robert? Who that to you, fam? Zach said, Dallas says Zach Line had fullbacks, ain't never left. That's right. True. Zach Line said fullbacks ain't never left. He keeping the fullbacks relevant, baby. Demi says there's 76 of us in the chat, but only 5 thumbs up. Why is this? If you're enjoying the Sports Coma, please press the like button. Help out the show. It's free and only requires a thumbs up. Thank you, Demi. Appreciate that. Please listen to Demi and Adrian. They're really smart people. Trust me, I know they're really awesome people. Listen to them and please hit the like button. We got up to 39. We got 770 people in the chat. Please, everybody, take the time to hit the like button. It helps out the show. Paul says Suggs made a grab at Brees' hand on one play after Drew did a good job of getting out of his way. Roscoe says, I thumped it an hour ago. Check out the Pro Shop. Yeah, do that, family. Check out the Pro Shop. Remember, all October long, thank you for posting that, Adrian. In the month of October, whatever's left of October, you get 25% off of your purchase in the Pro Shop with the code BIGQ25. So check that out. Bees Huts says, man, I agree. We're the most complete team in the NFL. I can't wait until we have all of our players back. Kamara, Murray, Cook, PJ Williams, and Chauncey Gardner. We're going to be a problem. Thank you, Bees Huts. And subscribe if you're not a subscriber, fam. True Louisiana says, me thumbs up every time I come into the chat. First thing I do, thank you, fam. Bees Hut says, the only problem I see with the Saints is paying all this talent to stay. That is very true. Thank you. Devin says, dominating line play, period. Bees Hut's who that to the core. That's right. Who that 504 boy? Who that to your family? He said, checking in. What up, Q? What up to you, family? Big ups to you. Roscoe says, how about this first 100 like hit? Q will give a PlayStation 4 to the 100 like. That might work too, Roscoe. That probably would work. Robert says, does D. Harris have any running back experience in college or high school? Could be a cross-trained as one. He helps out. He could do a lot. His speed is real, and you got to get him on the field. No doubt about it, family. His speed is most certainly very real. He could be something special in that potential. B. Suss said the Sports Coma and Win Him is the best Saints podcast out here. I'm just saying, keep up the good work. Thank you, B. Suts. Appreciate your family. Got love for a lot of black and gold people doing shows and stuff like that. We all one family. I love it, and I appreciate every last one of them. Throat Cutter says, Drew, Teddy, or Taysom, it doesn't matter. We are one, and we won't. It's a who that thing. We won't lose. I think that is. It's a who that thing. Thank you, Throat Cutter. Appreciate that, and who that to you. Demi says, True Louisiana. Well, that's what I do as well. It's not a hard thing to do, family. Thumbs up. Love Demi. Thank you, Demi. LaShawn says, okay. Willie, who that to you, Willie? He said, who that, baby? Roscoe says, Sean C says, who that, family? Who that to you, Sean? Roscoe says, Halloween hit early because I'm not sure if the refs even know that there's referees. It might be Pat's fans dressed up in refs that's calling games. That's pretty funny. Sean says, who that to the fam? Scoob says, showing it out. Okula McGee. What up, Q and the family? What up to your family? Sean said, I'm good. Woke up to the Saints gift. They won and other teams out of division lost. We are the truth. Robert says, Teddy Bridgewater, Drew Brees, Taysom Hill are the best QB trio in Saints history. I got to agree with you on that. Donovan says, it was reported that the first half of the season was going to be the toughest, and we are 7-1. Can we go 7-1 in the second half and finish 14-2? Man, the fact of the matter is that we talking about injuries, which is so imperative, and Donovan got me stoked right there right quick because you thought we looking into the second half of the season. You got me stoked. And I'm going to tell you why, family, because injuries is a factor here. And you got a guy, you got a Kamara that just got a little break here. He going to get a 3-game break. Jared Cooks gets a few games break. They come back fresh. PJ Williams get a little break. He comes back fresh. You discover talent that you have in Chauncey Gardner-Johnson that'll be playing in it that'll help out in some capacity. You see what I'm saying? So it's just terrific. Everybody that's healthy that you need is there. You get Drew Brees for a 5-game break, and he's ready to go. So, I mean, Taysom Hill was dialed back the last few games, so he's well rested. So all of your weapons that you need are well rested and are healthy to get ready for this final the rest of the half of the season. You open up against your division rivals. Atlanta's falling through the flow. Carolina is playing with a backup quarterback. You stop them from running the ball, they lose. It's pretty much how it's going to go. And you got Tampa Bay that probably give you a better battle than the first two previous teams. So the Saints go into that schedule, and then we get the 49ers. Now, a month from now, how does the 49ers look? That's a whole nother question. They could come into this sucker with 2 or 3 losses or what have you. Somebody going to knock them off before we get to them. Maybe it's a couple of times. So, but at the end of the day, we know who we are, and we know we coming. We putting the league on notice. We coming. So it's most certainly. You were 13-3 last year, and you just had Mike Thomas. You ain't had nobody else. Ted Ginn was gone most of the season, didn't get him back. He had 125 catches Mike Thomas did last year. The second wide receiver behind him was Alvin Kamara, the running back, with 81 catches. And you went 13-3 with that. And now that you have what you have, you sit up here 7-1, you got all this depth. You're going to add Dez Bryant or somebody that's going to improve the offense. Man, what can I tell you? Why the hell not can we go 14-2? Who that, Donovan? Thank you, baby. Scoop said the Saints and LSU win on my first trip to NOLA. That Philly boy riding high. Thank you, Scoop. Sean says, I think you're right. Sean said, I've never seen this QB. Man, this is awesome, man. Never seen this with QBs before. Throw Cutter said, we out here dominating. We 7-1. We the best. It's a who that thing. 985 Louisiana in the building. It's awesome, man. Brees versus Brady Super Bowl would be huge, says Roscoe. Like Marino versus Montana, except Brees will win another ring. We're going to shut them. And how sweet it is for Drew Brees to beat Tom Brady, the guy with all the rings, and take Super Bowls from him. How awesome would that be? Drew Brees versus Tom Brady. If the NFL hit any goddamn brains, that's what they should be trying to do, as corrupt as they are, is not try to keep those two apart. For the last 2 years, it could have been that. Saints versus the Patriots and setting the league on fire, but they won't try to force feed the Rams in there and play with Boston. You got Boston, you got New York, and you got Los Angeles. That's the 3 biggest media markets in the league. And the league trying to force feed you the Rams in the Los Angeles media market and the Boston media market, which is the 3rd, and then you got the New York media market. They're trying to force feed these markets together like we can't see what time it is. They don't want the Saints to shine. They don't want the Saints to get an opportunity. But guess what? We're going to turn it upside down. And we're going to expose you sooner or later. Keep playing games. We're going to knock your ass out of there. We ain't playing with you because you can't stop the Saints. We winning these games. Stay the hell up out of our way and call it right. Call it fair. If you don't, you're going to be exposed because coming against us, you're going to get found out. I'm just telling you what time it is. That's why they're so upset right now. Let's see. Javier says, hit the like button like you want to hit the refs. That's right. Good one, Javier. Pretty good, family. Dat slap. I say dat slap the like button. Kelvin says, Atlanta look like a garbage truck juice right now, but best believe they will play the Saints harder than anyone else this season. Of course. But guess what? We're going to take it out them too. We're going to get it off of them. Who that to you, DJ? Scoop says, Q, this show is popping, bro. You that dude, bro. No, I'm one of many great people in the live stream, man. I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all, fam. He said, looked like T-Rex had 2 sacks today. Bees Huts. It's Brees Huts. LOL. Brees Huts. What did I say? What did I say, family? Thank you, Louis. Appreciate you, Louis, for your donation. Thank you, fam. We put it to good use here on the platform. Thank you. He said Bees Huts. What did I say? Bees Luts? What did I say? I'm sorry, fam. Bees Huts. Louis says, work that like button like Drew Brees was working his thumb during rehab. That's a good one, Louis. Bees Huts says, man, we need to play Gardner and Williams. Both can ball. Find a way to get our top talent on the field. That's going to be the question in the off season. I mean, in the off week is what happens with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and P.J. Williams. That's a great problem to have, and it'll be fun to talk about it too. Eddie said had a phone call. Glad to hear you still here. Kyle says 15-1. He claiming it. Big ups to you, Kyle. I'm riding with you, homeboy. Louis Lombard says, are there any talks heard there's a possibility? Still, Dez Bryant hasn't heard anything about it. I've been going, checking and all that for the last couple of days. Still quiet on that, but just be patient, fam. Sooner or later, we're going to hear some word on it. It's getting really close to him. Like I said, I always suspected as much that it was going to be a more of like a November deal when everybody come in for when like last year. Remember last year they signed him to come in during the November time, and I was like, oh, from my head I was like, yeah, I think probably it's going to probably be a repeat or something like that. It's going to be like a November deal like it was last year. So just to let you know, but thank you. And just to let you know, family, that we have opened the phone lines up. We do the phone lines open, family. Feel free to call in. We'll take a few phone calls coming in. But feel free, fam. Numbers 504-475-4482. Come in. We can't have extended phone calls. Number one, Demi doesn't like that. She gets upset. Number two, I'm trying to get as many family members as we can get on the line and go on. We're getting our first call here, family. Here we go. All right, family. Thank you for listening with the Sports Coma. I'm Big Q. Who am I speaking with?
Big Q, DRD, man, the right. Orlando, Florida. What's happening, my man?
What's up? Good. What's good, homeboy? What's happening? Who that to you?
Right. It's been a minute, man. I haven't talked to you, but been wanting to. Hey, this is my question,
okay,
and you can form it as a statement.
All right.
Usually on third down situations, we say it at home when we're watching a game, and I know I've heard some commentators say it also.
Mm-hmm.
The quarterback aimed directly for PJ because he bites on routes. He play routes kind of, sluggish, as you can see. He's very knowledgeable as far as reading a run, but when it comes to pass coverage, he's a little sluggish. He's not as sharp. Mind you, he's a good player. Mm-hmm. But notice, we've watched the last 2 games, and that have not been the case.
Mm-hmm.
That has not been the case at all because of Garner. That has not been a case. They are very strict on, okay, where do I go with this ball? Like this game, he did throw at the rookie, but he threw at him once, which means that pretty much CJ can hold his own. I mean, I just want your opinion.
Well, to be honest with you, bro, I think you're right on the money with that. And you got to attribute that, and I got to give big ups and big respect to Aaron Glenn, and the secondary coaches for the instruction they're giving these players, because you have seen a noticeable change in, the fact that they were a little edgy at times. They didn't know it, but they didn't have that feel to know exactly what this other guy was going to do. You notice they, instead of playing together individually well, like Marshawn Lattimore at first, he looked at a lot out of shape. In terms of his play, he didn't look as confident.
Right.
He was allowing catches to be made. Do you seen it with Eli Apple? It was translating. All of them were inconsistent, but then you seen them all sync together all at once. It appeared, and that was due that was due to the scheme. The scheme was fact that Aaron Glenn is explaining to these young cornerbacks that, listen, let's rely and believe in each other. They weren't believing in each other back there. If you notice, now it's confidence, and every man is doing his job out there. Everybody's doing their job excellent. Look, you got this. You got that. I got you back here. Just don't worry about it. I'm gonna, I'm a roll protection to you. Don't worry. I'm gonna be there for you. We're gonna do this together. So you're seeing that calming effect, and that's due to a lot of instruction, and big ups to the fact that the Saints were able to watch these mistakes occur, and then the coaches were able to come up with the instruction to fix it. That's one of the major things. So I said when they go into and look at the individual, you go back and look at that footage for those games where the Saints secondary were all over the place. Like, what the hell is going on? Even Marshawn Lattimore getting toasted out here. What's going on with that?
Right.
So, but I'm telling you, it's the instruction of the coaches that seen the errors. They fixed it. The players listened. They attributed it into their gameplay, and they really started re-entrusting that scheme. And you've seen they all, as a unit, got exponentially better at the same time. That's the only way I can explain it. They all happened at the same time.
You know what? And that just comes from, I guess, playing together and actually syncing as just one defensive unit. Say, man, it's good to holler at you. It's good to look, bro. You have no idea. I'm all the way in Orlando, Florida, by way of Katrina. But man, my man, it's so good to just watch you and hear you, and big ups to you, bro. And I'm quite sure all of your listeners feel the same way. So on that note, my man, from Orlando, Florida, brother, who that? You heard?
Thank you. Appreciate you. The right one, bro. Who that to you, fam? Same here, man. Love and appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Be safe out there. And who that to you, fam?
Right on. Check.
Peace. That's my boy, the right one, all the way in Orlando. Great call, man. Love it, man. To him, man. That's this great family, man. I just love it, man. And that's why I say when I hear all that love, man, it make me go harder for the fam, like to do more shows and to be there for the family. And you not got a busy schedule, but at the same time, man, I always try to do my best to be there for the family, try to represent as much as I can, and even if it might cost me a little sleep, man, I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna be there, man, because in the long run, it always pays off, man. This is an incredible responsibility that the family entrusted me with to be here, and I love and appreciate all of y'all. Thank you, the right one, for the kind words, and a lot of the great family members as well. Thank you, family. Appreciate you. And I had to bust the little nod of respect to the family. But thank you, family. Thank you once again. Call-in numbers open, family, for those who won't call in. 504-475-4482. 504-475-4482. The number is right above my head. Right here. It's right above my head here. So if you want to call in, we opening the lines, families, to call in. But only thing I ask is kind of keep it, your comments or concerns or questions kind of brief. I'm trying to get all the family members, as many as I can in the live stream, to get an opportunity to chime in tonight. So the live number is open for the family members who won't call in. 504-475-4482. Much respect to the family members. Thank you, the right one, for that great call, man. Thank you, man. And keep it up, bro. Proud, we come far, bro. Katrina dispersed us all over the place, man. I was displaced for a little bit and I had to get back, and you're dealing with children and all that, but it just shows you, man, regardless of what happens, we still gonna grow. We're gonna put our feet in the soil and we're gonna grow and build, and we always go back and we always latch back to home. And we just turn everything into New Orleans. We take everything, and that's the great thing about the Black and Gold Nation. You go over here and people respect the team, and they know that, man, you got a raw deal. Y'all got played and all this kind of messed over and this, all this kind of stuff. But people respect the hell out of the Saints, man. And they respect the hell out of the city of New Orleans with all the stuff that we've been through. So it's more of the same. So thank you, family. Thank all of you. Okay, family, keeping it going. Like I said, man, the live number is open. 504-475-4482. Family, feel free to call in. Lionel, who that? Lionel. He said, what up, Q? Panthers being smashed. I heard it will be San Fran. Watch the Stripes. We'll see. We'll see them in a month. I think it's about a month that we'll get an opportunity to play the 49ers. They're going to have some games between that. I think somebody will beat them a couple of times before they get to us. But no doubt about it, the 49ers and the Saints are shaping up to be what's probably going to be a battle for the top spot in the NFC. It's definitely looking like that. Roscoe says, I got a pinata with Goodell's face on it. Can't wait for him to try to screw us over again. Adrian says, hit the like button. Family, hit the like button, please. Raymond Burks, who that? Family, said the Cardinals beat down. Great team win. Thank you, Raymond. Sean says, we ain't playing with you. The new shirt, that sounds almost mystical-ish type of mystical type. We ain't playing with you. That's fire. Let's see. DJ said the Saints coaching need to hit coach the Pelicans. We did an early show, the Pelican post game report early this morning, man. Before the Saints game, we covered the Saints when I played Elvin Gentry. So if you're a Pelican post game report, if you like the Pelicans, feel free to subscribe to the Pelican post game report on YouTube. We also are on Spreaker as well. And if you like the Tigers, if you're a Tiger fan, remember I'm a Tiger fan as well. We do a Tiger podcast and live show called Tough Tiger Talk for the #1 ranked in the country LSU Fighting Tigers. So I just had to get that out. That was good. Every time I said Tough Tiger Talk, it make me upset because I'm tired of the disrespect. But it feel good today, baby. Really do. Big ups. Y'all subscribe to it if you are Tiger fans. We get on there too. We talk some really good stuff there. Joey, who that fam? He says, shout out from Florida. We got 2 great people in Florida. We got Joey in Florida, got the right one in Florida, got great family members out there. Kenny, who that to you? Kenny he said, what good fam? Joey says, I'm in New Smyrna, Florida, 1 hour away. See, family ain't too far away. See, the platform is good for that. You got Saints fans all over the place. Got Joey there. We got the right one in Orlando. They're right near each other. See, that's great, man. Lionel says, who that? Who that to you, fam? Pablo says, PJ had held his own this year. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is now versatile and can be used in dime packages as a linebacker, safety, or corner. I think PJ retains the job but leaves in free agency in the offseason. Great insight there, Pablo, and it could actually work out exactly as you say because I don't see the Saints re-signing PJ again. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is obviously the future of this team. I mean, he could play a multitude of different spots. It's similar to what Von Bell was when he first came. Remember, they had Von Bell playing in the nickel, that little extra nickel spot, and then he was a safety as well. He had that physicality and that ability. So, it's awesome, though. But I love that comment there, Pablo. You might have the comment of the night right there, fam. Roscoe says, damn it, Cleveland getting beat by Mayfield. Pablo says, more versatile. Bees Huts says, it seems like every game the refs try to slow us down 1 or 2 plays. Let them do what they do. All we know is win. They hate us because they ain't us. Thank you there, Bees Huts. Big ups to you, family. Adrian says, like the Sports Coma on Facebook. Thank you, Adrian. Lionel says, don't forget about Teddy holding it down. That's right. Big ups to Teddy Bridgewater. We gave big ups to Teddy Bridgewater. We even made a shirt in support of Teddy Bridgewater called Crescent City Bridgewater. You can go to the Pro Shop, family, and check that out. It's a great shirt. It's called Crescent City Bridgewater. It's a picture of Teddy facing the city of New Orleans with the fleur-de-lis up in the sky like it's the sun. It's a beautiful picture, man. It's a shirt. It's 2 different designs there. And it's one of them is like it shows that same image, but the image is shaped like the Superdome and circled around the image is Crescent City Bridgewater. It's really nice. Check it out. Get you one. Get you and your family one. Get the children one, whatever. And take 25% off from Big Q with the promo code BigQ25. Just to keep it going, fam. Let's see. Where did I end up at here? Okay, Kyle says, I know Mr. B dancing with his umbrella in heaven after seeing what's going on with his Saints. No doubt about it. Big ups to Tom Bisson and rest in peace. He is resting very happily right now, and his wife is doing a spectacular and beautiful job. I just absolutely love Gail Benson. Love what she does for the community. Loves what she do with these teams. I mean, she is fantastic. She's awesome. I don't have enough accolades to keep praising Gail Benson. She is special. She is a special person. Just love it. Lionel says 49ers don't want this smoke. Thank you, Lionel. We got a call coming in. What's happening, family? You're rocking with the Sports Coma. Who am I speaking with?
Pepper, you speaking with Scoob Do It too. What's up with you, baby?
What's happening, baby? What's happening, bro?
Oh, everything today, baby. Oh, I popped my cherry. I finally got to see a game in the city today. Oh, never been to a game in the city, yo. I'm loving it.
Oh man, Scoob, you went to Bourbon Street. Did a tour of the city, baby?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh man,
got it in. I ain't getting it in. I'll be here for another 5 days, but look.
Oh, okay.
So yo, that thing was rocking today, man. I've been to the Bird Brain Eagle Stadium, but it ain't nothing like being in the stadium today, man. What? I couldn't believe it, man. I needed earplugs. I was loving it, man. Oh, it was crazy. That was crazy, man. That shit was so beautiful. Yo, And the fans around us embraced me because they knew I was from Philly because everybody, we told everybody because they was like, where are you from? Because obviously I don't sound like them or whatever. But,
right.
Man, it was amazing. I could not believe it. The seats were great. The people was great. The beers are far too expensive. But you know how that goes.
Yeah, you know how that goes. Yeah, you know how that goes.
Right. But let me say, I don't think, did you say T-Rex had 1 sack today? I swore Trey had like 2 sacks, it looked like.
Trey Hendrickson?
Yeah.
I want looking at the stats here said that he had. I'm gonna see here because I was looking at one set of stats here and it's showing that Hendrickson had one. Let me see. One of them showing that he had no sacks. He touched. I remember Kyler Murray went down and he touched him.
And then
he touched him, and that was a sack. But they're
that's
not.
A sack, right?
That's a sack. And I didn't see the other sack, and I'm looking. I was bouncing back and forth between 2 different statistics. I was like, "Hold on, I know something is not," because I remember Hendrickson touching Kyler Murray down and getting a sack, and the other one. So there were 4 of them. No, Shy Tuttle got one. I know.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Cam Jordan got one. I remember that. And I'm trying to go in my head to realize where the other one. Hold on, let me pull up my stats right here. But I like something's not right about the stats because I'm thinking they had another sack, and I knew he had one. I didn't think I don't know if he was counted for 2. I didn't see the second sack that he had.
Oh, well, all right, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I was just super hyped. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But, T-Rex, I mean, he was doing everything. He was on special teams. The dude looked just like really aggressive, Well, I was loving T-Rex today,
He played, you know what, that was the thing, because they said that, and I was looking, I said, man, and looking at the report, he had a full week of practice. I figured Trey Hendrickson to get up in there and get an opportunity to play. But, yeah, they're showing, let's see, for whatever reason, both the NFL Network and ESPN has him not showing any sacks. But I know he got a sack because we got 4 of them all together. Yeah, well, Cam Jordan got one, David Onyemata got one, Shy Tuttle got one. And then the other one had to go to Trey Hendrickson. So yeah, that's the 4 sacks for the game for the Saints. That's Scoop.
Yeah. That's good though. He just looked like he was everywhere. Maybe I was seeing doubles. I don't know. But look, and Murray, how about that? This dude been balling hard for a couple games now.
Hey,
man. He might be forcing Peyton's hand when number 41 come back. You might have to start splitting the carries up, huh?
Hey, bro, I agree with you. And we were saying that though, Scoop, from the first to second, we were saying, listen, this is an imbalance of running the ball. You can't give Latavius Murray 2 carries and 4 carries or 6 carries, whatever it was. This guy can average 4 yards a carry for you. And now Sean Payton starting to see what he can do, and now I'm just interested to see exactly moving forward how Sean Payton is going to do it now. That's the thing I want to see, Scoop.
He going to have to ride the Latavius wave like we doing, bro.
That's right.
He's going to have to. He's going to have to. There's no way you can keep this dude out. I mean, even in the garbage time, Washington got in there and looked effective. But, I mean, screw the third back. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's going to have to give Tavius some serious playing time. You can't deny him. He's just going hard and stop, thinking the way he's been going.
Right.
He's 41 or nothing. Like, nope. Last year he had 41 and Mr. Now Baltimore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you were splitting up last year, and now you got to give Latavius that go. He's got to go. Like, come on, bro.
But check this out. Check this out, Scoop. Let me. This reinforces your point about what you're saying about him getting these snaps, getting that, like I call it, that snappage. This the thing. Over the last 5 games since the Dallas Cowboys game, this is what his snaps look like. He had 4 rushing attempts for 14 yards against the Cowboys. Against Tampa Bay the next week, he had 7 attempts for 28 yards, which is 4 yards a carry. Against the Jaguars, he had 8 carries for 44 yards, which is 5.5 yards per carry. Then against Chicago last week, 27 carries. So he went from 8 to 27. He had 119 yards with a 4.4 carry average, 2 rushing touchdowns. And then, of course, today against Arizona, 21 carries for 102 yards. That's almost 5 yards a carry with a touchdown. How insane is that?
Man, that boy is balling. He's balling. He's doing what we brought him in here for. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. So look, man, I think we Miami bound, bro.
Hey,
It don't seem like nobody. I mean, Green Bay seems like they battle tested too because they playing tough teams like us, but nobody else is. It seems like it's only us and Green Bay playing real legitimate teams.
true.
You know what I mean?
True.
And these other cats, like look at the 49ers. Oh yeah, they're. I mean, not look at the 49ers. Look at Carolina. Oh yeah, they're doing this, they're doing that. Like get rid of Cam, whatever. But now they're playing the 49ers who aren't proven yet, but they ran into a buzzsaw today. 49ers are killing them today. You know, and that's in our division. So I mean, 49ers really haven't played anybody either, but now they're playing them, and they're handling a halfway decent team, right? 51-13 as it is now. The Green Bay is always like us. We always play tough schedules. They always play tough schedules. You know, we don't get the cream puffs like the Eagles. A la, we won the Super Bowl off the cream puff schedule, or the Patriots who do it every year in the AFC least. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Yo. So and all right, I'm gonna get off here early because you know I like to get long-winded pimping. But look, in that stadium today, yo, they embraced me like my last name was Benson. Yo, I couldn't believe it, yo. I swear I must have looked like Tom or something today. Yo, everybody. Yo, it was the greatest thing, man. I can't wait to get back down here, and I'm not going to keep you because I know everybody's trying to get in, but and you was calling us short today. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to hang up, but I just want to say, who that? Love you, bro. Keep on doing what you do. And I'm going to sit back and listen to you and holler at you.
Big ups to you. Appreciate you, Scoop. Thank you. Love you too, cuz. Who that to you? And it's just awesome and special, man. This how it is, bro. Be a member of the Black and Gold Nation, baby. All day.
All right, and one more thing. Give the good Reverend some time. Let the good Reverend holler at.
Could you come here for a second, Rev? Scoop won't talk to you. Yeah, come here, Rev. Yeah, Scoop. What's going on, baby? How you doing, baby?
Good Reverend.
Yes, sir, baby. How you doing?
Good. That's what's up, baby.
Hey, baby, it's all good, baby. I'm glad you came down, baby. Had a good time, baby. Let me tell you something, baby. I'm gonna tell you something about the city of New Orleans, baby. We come from a long line of great people come down here, baby. We got the best food in the world, baby. We got great atmosphere, baby. We got one of the best teams in the history of the world down here, baby. We got all kind of stuff going on down here, baby. But number one, baby, let me tell you something. We about family first, baby. We about family first, baby. And when you're a member of the family, baby, let me tell you something, baby. You're number one, baby. You hear me, baby? Who that to you, baby? Thank you, baby.
All right.
Who that, baby?
I'll at you, baby.
All right. Thank you, School. Peace, baby.
All right, then.
That's Scoob, man. That's one of the favorites of the show. Great family, man. Scoob is awesome, man. Awesome dude, man. Scoob is awesome, man. But thank you, family. We got the live lines coming. The live line is open 504-475-4482. Be like Scoob and the right one and call in, family. Voice your concerns, questions, or comments. Thank you for the love. The right one is Scoob and all the great family members that do what y'all do, man. I tell you, man. Like Scoob was saying, man, Scoob say from Philly, you know, from up there in Philly, man. And, you know, they got a Canal Street in Philly. I've been to Philadelphia a couple of times. And in my, you know, when I went up to Philadelphia, you know, Philly kind of reminds me a lot of New Orleans. It got a lot of difference. It got a lot of similar things that go, you know, that kind of reminded me, to put me in the mind of the city. You know, it's kind of, it's something awesome. But looking at the city of New Orleans, man, it's always been a great feel. And I think the football, man, you dealing with the Saints. You got lovers of the Saints franchise, some of the greatest people. Before they even a fan, bro. Some of the greatest people. They're great people first. Then they great fans second. I mean, it's just fantastic. Like proof positive, look at the chat. You got family members that are like, you know, like one. You know, it's like all being family. All from a different mother, but still family nonetheless, man. That's the great, beautiful thing about this platform, man. And I appreciate the hell out of each and every one. I know I tell y'all that a lot, man, because it's true, man. So thank y'all once again. Let's see, family. Let's get back in the chat. The live number is open 504-475-4482. Let's keep it going in the chat. True Louisiana says, Kyle on hell yeah. JC Mason, who that family says, I see Hogan got a few snaps. Yeah, I seen him out there running around trying to block. Roscoe says, time we as Saints fans bring back Project Bounty Gate on them refs. Anyone want to shake up some refs? I pay for the hits. Absolutely just mistakenly just run over a referee's ass. Elise says, we are not a litany lion. Michael says, my Buckeyes are number 3. We are the best. We are the best team in the nation. The Buckeyes. Got a Buckeye guy here. But big ups to you, fam. Thank you nonetheless, man. B said, I love it when the Saints win. I'm in Texas and we beat the Texans and the Cowboys. All I can say is it's pin drop. Pin drop. Took out the whole state of Texas. You got a professional team. We gonna knock you off. Took out the Cowboys and the Texans in the same season. How about that? That's special. Dro Cutter says, I'm a diehard Saints and LSU fan. Never liked the basketball team, though, and never will. Let's go, Saints. Thank you, Throat Cutter. Demi says, Hogan played. What number is he? Let me see, Demi. I think Hogan, we covered this last night. Hogan is number 81. You know, let me make certain because I'm going off of my recollection when he signed, because I remember when he signed, it was on Twitter. I was paying attention to Twitter, and he had a picture of him posted on his Twitter account showing his picture with his jersey on. You know, he had the number 81 jersey on. So let me see if I could pull up the roster designation with all of his the players' numbers on there. I want to say he's number 81. You know, let me see. Krishawn Hogan. Yes, he is number 81. 6'3", 217 pounds from Marin, wearing number 81. So yes, Krishawn Hogan is number 81, just to let the family know. Number 81, Krishawn Hogan. Okay. So that's some of the beautiful things, man. I got to say, man, it's spectacular. It went down in a major capacity for the Saints. They go into a bye. The next game they come out. After the bye, they got the Falcons in November, preceded by the Buccaneers. After that, then it's the Panthers, then the Falcons again, then the 49ers in the first week of December. So you got a month before you take on the 49ers, and it's going to be awesome. The Falcons, Bucks, Falcons home here in the Dome. Then we go to Tampa for the Bucks. Then we come back for the Panthers. Then we go to Atlanta, and that'll do it for November. Then December kicks off. We'll be at home for the 49ers and the Colts. 49ers and the Colts, both of those games will be excellent games. All of those games, except for the Falcon game when we go to Atlanta, are 7 or 12 o'clock games. Now they could have changed the time on the Falcons game, depending, because the Falcons aren't that good this year. But all those games will be 12 o'clock games, except for the Falcons matchup on the 11th, November the 28th. December, like I said, we'll have the Niners and the Colts in the Dome, then at the Titans, and then we wrap the season up at the Carolina Panthers. By that time, man, could anybody say, really, by certainty, looking at this schedule? I must say, man, you got the Falcons, you have the Buccaneers. Right now, the Buccaneers are 2-5. The Falcons are 1-7. So you got the Falcons, the Bucks, the Panthers, who are the most competitive of the teams that we have. Then the Falcons again, the Niners. It's going to be special. I'll tell you what. What's going on, family? Rocking with the Sports Coma. Who am I speaking with?
What's going on, Q? This John Lister, man. What you know good?
What's up, John? How you doing, fam? Who that to you?
I'm coolin', man. Chilling in the cat, man. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you,
man. This great win, man.
Well, it's a great win, too.
After today, man, I got like, some minor issues with our receiving team, but it sort of picked up towards the end. Mm-hmm. But I didn't like the play calling where we put our fullback out there, where we had moved him to the outside on the far left. I figured that was something like we would probably do from there. I thought that was kind of funny though. When Sean Payton was getting kind of cute, but he did say he was going to try and embarrass Kingsbury. So
Yeah, he did. He made good on that promise, did you? 31-9.
Yeah, but I still feel like, we kind of need Dez out there. Hopefully Traquan can come back. But I'm starting to lose hope on him.
Yeah, brother. Traquan thing is certainly something that a lot of people been paying attention to, John. I know you made mention of it in the chat. They got several other Black and Gold family members that were speaking about that as well. Talking about the fact that Traquan Smith missing a lot of time. I mean, he got his ankle rolled up pretty ugly, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And then the next, he took a little time off. Then he came back, must have re-aggravated the ankle again. And ever since then, it's been like 3 games he's been out. But, we're looking at the fact the Saints didn't add him to the IR list, so he must be a guy that still can contribute this season. If not, they would have shelved him and said, you know what, we're going to just put you on the IR, free up that spot, and bring somebody in. But the Saints have kept him active, which means they have a idea that, this guy, he'll be all right. He just need a little time to heal. So maybe we can anticipate him returning after the bye week when we get ready for the Falcons.
That would be a good look to have everybody back healthy, so it could be bombs away, and you can see Drew Brees go up to the line of scrimmage and make some adjustments and, possibly throw a home run play. But I just don't see us really doing any more home run plays now that we got Drew Brees back. I think everything's going to be real methodical and surgical.
Right. And that's I think that's the efficiency that we were lacking under Teddy Bridgewater. No disrespect, but that's what Drew Brees brings. Is he knows what he brings decisiveness. Notice how he was moving around in the pocket. When the pocket formed a wall around him, Drew stepped up and threw the ball. He did the check downs like he was supposed to. He went through all the progressions. The first couple of passes he threw were to different wide receivers. He was completing passes to different wide receivers. They didn't know where he was going with the ball. And he was going to Austin Carr. He was going to Josh Hill. He was going to Mike Thomas. He was going to Ted Ginn Jr. He was going to Zach Line. He was going to Latavius Murray. When you got something like that going on, when he's able to fan that ball around and spread it all around, and you can't game plan for that. And that's what Drew Brees is really good at. And his thing was, if you're open, I will find you with the ball. And Drew Brees, he reigns true to that.
You know what? You're right. I definitely noticed the tempo was back. When Drew got out there on the field, like how fluid we were, just looking at his visual acuity, it was much different than Teddy. Not saying anything bad about Teddy, but man, like it's comparing like night and day. You need both, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You need both. Both are very vital to your success of the ecosystem and to the life cycle. But man, oh man. Like when Drew's there, it's like a well-oiled machine. Yeah. Like I kind of was nervous though, because I was like, when he got that first hit on his leg, I'm like, all right, Drew. Let's say he puts his weight on his hand to push up off the ground. Mm-hmm. And I was seeing him using his right hand like that. Let me know that basically it's 100% to me, if you ask me, as far as like physical, mental ability. Mm-hmm. They still say he still deal with some soreness, I believe they were saying, the commentators were saying, but I didn't see him wincing. I didn't see him shake his hand out. I didn't see him flex his hand or try to grip it. It was as if nothing was wrong. So we got our leader back.
Yes.
We got the Breezers back. The great one.
The great one. The GOAT.
Oh man. One thing I can say though, I noticed since Sheldon Rankins has been back, like we have been collapsing the pocket a lot. It's just that he hasn't been eating a lot of sacks yet. Hopefully that'll pick up.
Oh yeah.
But man, that D line has been playing crazy.
Awesome. They special. That front, and I give credit to the entire 11, but if you pay attention on film, the front 7 are absolutely bonkers. I mean, it's the way it's like we just talked about with the right one called earlier. And he was talking about the play of the secondary and how all of a sudden they all started to play well at the same time. And truth be told, that was not just the secondary, but that was the defense. The front 7 guys at first were struggling. Remember, we had these injuries. We had injuries dealing. We lost Alex Anzalone. We had injuries to different people. AJ Klein was having his little injuries, and only one steady influence was DeMario Davis. But the Saints overall, as a defense, just synced in, and then all of a sudden they became what this is actually. I dare say this defense is playing better than what they were last year when they picked up after those first 4 games. It was a faster progression into right back to greatness. Like it took them 3 games to get synced back in. Last year was 4 games. But now it's just the fact that we used to playing with each other, and you got all these great players. You got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson running around there feeling good, and all these other players doing it. So I'm like, it's a great feel overall for the defense. They know that some of these games, the defense have kept us in until offense got going. The special team stepped up and made plays, and it's a lot going on. The special team still got a lot of work to do because they still allowing. They're not opening up routes for Deontay Harris. They had several times I've seen Cardinals tackle Deontay Harris on the kick return or punt return. 3 or 4 damn Cardinals tackle them. They ain't supposed to happen. But anyway, about the defense, I just love how the defense been playing, man. They've been special. It's been awesome. I love Cam Jordan, what he bringing, Davenport bringing the edge, and you're absolutely right. Them 2 dudes in the middle, Malcolm Brown and Sheldon Rankins, and then they cycle out Onyemata, Big Shy Tuttle, who got a sack today. Even Mario Elwood showed up in this one. So, I mean, Trey Hendrickson. So I'm saying this is a special unit, bro.
Well, you know, speaking of Harris, you did mention how he needs some glasses or something. I don't know, because it was our very first punt. I was like, man, he could take it because he had good hand time. He caught it. No one was around him. He had a halo. This dude could have broke to the far right. He started cutting to the right, then he cut back to the left, and then took it up to the sideline to get tackled. I don't know what this dude is looking at. There was nothing but field of green to the far right. I don't know. It was a couple of punts that was looking where it's like he doesn't know what he's looking at, and it's just like, bump it, I'll just run for it.
You know what, though, to be honest with you, John, a lot of this, bro, is tied in the fact that I think he might be a little gun shy, too. I mean, because if you look at the way the Saints, that unit, man, they're not really good, man. They're not really good. And blocking and open up lanes for him. I'm just saying, I'm being honest with you. I look at the film, and I'm like, how did 3 Arizona Cardinals or 3 Chicago Bears people were able to tackle him? Now, last week against the Bears, he broke one. They called it back. But it don't require much for him, just a little glimpse of light, and he taking it.
You know, you're absolutely right, because, you know, a lot of times that on the tackles, it's like 3 or 4 jerseys on them.
Yes.
So you absolutely are right. I know we're not blocking, but it's just like, man, you weren't blocking like that for Reggie. It's just that Reggie had the speed. You can't tell me Harris is slower than Reggie.
No, I would dare say Dante Harris is probably one of the fastest people on this team.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he might just have to take it when you get what I call that halo, where the ball comes, there's no one around you.
Right.
And you can take at least 5 steps before you engage the enemy.
Right.
He's just going to have to do like how Beerman used to do and just probably just outrun everybody. He's done all.
Right. Right.
But,
I mean,
you know,
yeah.
Another thing I want to touch on, though, man, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, I can't say too much about that young man. I watched him from training camp, always from where we drafted him, and I saw how he failed like that because I wanted us to get another DB. When I saw him, I instantly was looking like we got a honey badger. You know, you can put him at nickel, you can put him at safety. You know, he can also play corner, you know, and he can also possibly play at the line. Because I remember there was one play where he hit on Mitch Trubisky. I think it was a nickel blitz. He came in and popped him. So we might use him the way the Chargers were using those 3 DBs when they had those safeties against the playoffs and the Ravens. Because now we got Von Bell, we got Marcus Williams, and now you can also use CGJ because he's a sure tackler. Ask me, probably better tackler than PJ Williams. If you ask me, keep it 100 with you on the cool. I don't see too many open field tackles he don't made on Fournette. He don't made on 2 of those running backs from the Bears. Forgot their name. And he's a heat seeker, especially when it comes to the quarterback blitz, you know.
Yeah, you're right. But, I mean, you're right. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's not afraid of the moment. I mean, he'll stick his helmet in there and make plays. He took down Tariq Cohen, who they little scat back the Chicago Bears. He had an open field tackle, literally blew him up on that play. And he set the tone for the entire game for the Saints. So it's going to be an interesting, to say the least, because PJ Williams is he's, you know, the best tackle and cornerback on this team. But Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is fastly approaching. He's not considered even a cornerback, but he's an excellent cornerback. They have him playing safety. And it's like
he looks like Honey Badger.
Yeah, he's a playmaker. He's like one of those guys, man, that when you got a guy like that, you recognize you got a man playing on the team that has a nose for the ball. That's a God-given ability, just like the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. You be able to find the ball always in the vicinity of where the ball is, always in there making the play. This guy has a neck for it, just like Demario Davis. Demario has a neck to know where to be at, where the action goes, and Demario has the ability to shed blocks to get to the player, and that's what I'm saying. You got it when you get a guy like that. You got to give him an opportunity to get out there and get more reputations. So we'll see how it goes going in there. But you're right. This guy is special, man. He's definitely special.
Yeah, and the thing is, he's just gonna get better, especially when the game starts to slow down to him and he can actually catch up to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just amazing. But like I said, the thing about him that I love so much is that his physicality. If you look at all the players on the defense on that 11, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is the only DB that steps up and make these open field tackles. Lattimore has did it a lot, but Chauncey is taking down big defenders, and he doesn't need to follow up for a second hit. It's boom, he makes contact, he's going down.
Mm-hmm.
He hits like a linebacker.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He's definitely, hey, John, you absolutely right on that. I mean, the guy, and maybe that's why they have him playing safety, because, that a lot of safeties have linebacker qualities. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these safeties are fast and they're great tacklers. They're just not good enough to be a cornerback. Most of them play safety. They push them back to safety. But Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is special. He has the ability. He has a cornerback speed. He has a linebacker mentality. He's actually a safety, position-wise, safety that you got playing tackle. So he's comfortable with coming up and making these tackles. And you're right. He's a fundamental tackle. He gets up to you. He hits you. He knows how to get to you, wrap you up, and bring you down. He's and then another thing he's great at is angles. Attacking the angles. He's fun. He's got a football brain, is what I'm saying. He got a great football brain. He know how to tackle. He know how to hit you with the angles. He has a neck for following up. During the preseason, you watch Chauncey Gardner. He was almost like a phase out of reality of catching the interception, and he didn't even know all the plays, but he just know where to be. So imagine when he finally gets the defensive scheme totally down, what he will look like.
He's gonna be amazing. He's gonna swarm, baby. He's gonna swarm. He's gonna swarm.
It's gonna be awesome, man. It's gonna look good, man. I'm very happy. Once again, like Scoob says, Jeff Ireland for president. Jeff Ireland for president, because Jeff Ireland was the guy. He went out and got this man. He also found Saquon Hampton, our safety, who played when JT Gray and the rest of them went down. He had a couple of outings, but these guys are players. They fit right on up in here. And we got to give it credit to Jeff Ireland for getting this guy, because this guy is going to be a special player for the Saints coming down the line. And no doubt about it, P.J. Williams has to watch out, because P.J. might have lost his position to Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Could very well have.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I would see P.J. and let Ken Crawley go. Ken Crawley got to go. I'm not even hating on him. Look, Q, I'm going to keep it all in 100 with you. Mm-hmm. I'm not even hating on Ken Crawley. It's just that the dude name, his name just, no, I'm not really a big fan of, people with funny names, mm-hmm. but his last name is Crawley. And I'm just saying, he's like, to me, Ken Crawley is like, he has a higher upceiling, but he just reminds me so much of Jason David. Because remember that one play Jason David did, where Jason David did that pick six
mm-hmm.
for I think it was 90-something yards?
Mm-hmm.
And we was like, oh, man, Jason David might be pretty good. After that, we never heard anything from him. That's what we got out of Ken Crawley for a full season. We got a full season, and after that, he was...
I don't know.
I
don't know, John. I can't put him out on Jason David, because truth be told, Jason David was a Saints' fault for getting that dude, man. He was a 5'7" cornerback. That was absolutely insane. And the fact that he did have interceptions, I got to give him credit. He did get interceptions, But he was 5'7". In the league, you averaging guys at 6'2", 6'3". What moron's decision was it to go get him? But I digress. All I can say is when you look at it, is that Ken Crawley in this scenario, his name is not his game. You know what I'm saying? I always call him Ken Crawley before you walk him. And the reason why I do that is because I realized the man got potential, bro. He got potential. Remember, he beat out PJ Williams, and I got to keep saying this because he beat him out and took his job. Right?
He did.
Okay.
I just don't know how you regress like that.
Confidence, bro.
Like, how? Like, they got sports psychologists you go talk to.
Bro,
that's on your team insurance.
Bro, I'm telling you, he one of them players that listen, bro. He listen to people. I'm telling you. Like we got like for instance, we got Demario Davis that listens to the show. If you don't think Demario Davis listening to you, then you got another thing coming. It's spending time. We get a lot of our shows get out there, and them guys listen, man. They listening to you talk about them, and many times a lot of those players and even the administrators, because you go back and just listen to the catalog of our shows, and like with the Pelicans or the Saints, and we sit up here and we call it. We're a lot cheaper than paying an analyst to go and fix your team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, man. Listen, I'm not trying to brag on King Crawley or nothing like that. It's just I want him to ball out. He a Saint.
Right.
When you a Saint, you always a Saint. I don't care. You were terrible. You cost us game. Because that Everett. Jim Everett as a quarterback. If I saw him on the street, I shake his hand, even though he's a Saint. But I have my reservations. But still, I want King Crawley to do good.
Right.
I want all my squad to do good.
Right.
He from the area down I'm in right now, up in D.C. He went to I think H.D. Woodson, so he a D.C. boy. So he went from one big city to another big city. So I want him to do good. It's just that he needs to get that swanker back, man, because we need all our DBs. One thing I'm missing this year is the turnovers. The turnovers out here. It's just solid defensive plays. Look kind of like the Ravens almost. How stout we are, how physical, and how we swarm.
That's true. The turnovers is one thing. Like you usually get sack strips or something to that degree. The interceptions because of the pressure of the blitz coming, forcing quarterbacks to throw it early. But I think even though we seeing this, we still haven't seen the best of the Saints. And we winning these games. You haven't still seen the best of the Saints, and that's very scary. If you or the NFL, if you're opposing the Saints, this is not the best of the Saints. We can get better than this. And that's the scary part.
I don't think our offense is going to test us. Hopefully, Atlanta should be able to test us because they should be able to fight for something, at least for pride against us. But if Atlanta doesn't do that, probably the Niners will be because they got a tight end who can play like a wide receiver, especially with that seam. They got a pretty good run game with two good running backs. Their fullback is back. His knee's not bothering him. They got Jimmy G looking good. And plus, they got that stout defense. So, Nick Bosa will be anxious to see how we're going to block him and how our O-line plays. But one thing I do think there is a trap game in the NFC South, though. We want to, keep everything in focus. The Falcons and the Panthers bother me. The Falcons not because they can beat us, but because they always, for some certain reason, when we are really good and they're trash, they like to play really, really filthy.
I get you.
You notice that?
I get you, yeah.
They like that. I'm still bothered by the helmet Deion Jones did against, Alvin Kamara on Thursday Night Football. I'm still bothered by that.
Yeah. We just got to pay attention to that, bro, and we just got to be on full alert against Atlanta. But the only thing I can say, regardless of however these teams going to bring it, is that the New Orleans Saints are going to be ready for whatever you're going to try to do. We're going to be ready for you because we done seen it all before. This year, the Saints mentality is a mentality that is not matched by anyone. We're dynasty crushers this year. We coming to take it from it. The Bulls, the defending champions, the Patriots. We coming to take it from you, Patriots. We coming to get it. You had your time to shine in the sun. You was smiling. You was happy. You had your time. But just like most dynasties, they eventually fall and they crumble into the dirt. And it's time for the Saints and the Black and Gold Nation to have some shine in the sun and get some of that great respect. That's what it's coming down to, fam. So, just understand that, John, whatever dirtiness they come with, we got something for you. We come in. I'm not afraid of the Niners. I'm encouraged by the 49ers. I'm encouraged by the Carolina Panthers, or the Tampa Bay, or the Atlanta Falcons, or the Colts, or whomever else is left on my schedule. What I know is we're going to bring it.
Hey, that's all we got to do. I'm going to tell you one thing, man. Do just like Lil Wayne did off the Carter. Bring it back to the bottom of the map, baby.
That's right. All the time. That's right, baby. All the way to the bottom of the map. Straight to Miami. Black and Gold Super Bowl Part 2.
Keep marching, baby. That's all you got to do. Keep marching.
That's
Who
right.
that?
Who that? That's what I'm talking about, baby. But, John, I appreciate the call, fam. Thank you, man, for calling all those great points, man. Appreciate your family. Thank you, man. Who that to you, baby?
And thank you. Who that?
Who that? That's John, man. Appreciate John calling. A lot of great and valid points. Thank all our great callers. The right one, Scoob and John Lister, calling in, saying and speaking the truth about the Black and Gold Nation family. 504-475-4482. The live line is open. It is open. And get back into the chat, family. Sean says, Big Q, that's your words. We ain't playing with you. I just want to give you props. Thank you, fam. Elise says, Roscoe is his new hitman. Bees Hut says, switch subjects real quick. Do you think Zion will be the next Greg Oden? Wow. A bust? No, sir. No, sir. Not at all. I think Zion Williamson will prove his worth. I think he won't be a Greg Oden. I mean, he'll be more on the positive side of it. I think he just had that little issue. He'll be ready and he'll contribute. This guy is special. Thank you, Bees Huts. True Louisiana will say, hopefully not. Mr. Bad Influence says, who that? Who that to your family? Subscribe if you're not a subscriber there. Mr. Bad Influence. Elite says, if he doesn't lose some weight. Roscoe says, Murray got sacked by Cam, I thought. Okay, all right. Yeah, he did. Murray got sacked by Cam, by Trey Hendrickson. And it was 4 sacks altogether, but I know Trey Hendrickson got one because Murray fell on the ground and Trey touched him. That was a sack. So there you go, 4 of them, but everybody. Cam got 8 of them, so that's like eight sacks. Cam 2 off for a double-digit sack year, and we still have the season left. 8 sacks for Cam at the midway part of this year. That's setting up to be a big year. If he stays on par, Cam Jordan can have north of 15 sacks this year. That is going to be an excellent year. And I often say Cam Jordan should be a guy that average anywhere between 15 to 19 sacks a year. That's how good this guy is. So we just got to keep out for him. Scoop says, Scoop in the house. Devin says he did sack him in the 3rd quarter. Shy Tuttle had the other. Thank you, Sean. Roscoe said, do that wobble wobble. DJ says, hey, Q, will Lutz miss another field goal? How do you feel? And I don't want to hear weather conditions because we was playing in a dome. That's true too, DJ. He just missed it. Will Lutz I have confidence in Will Lutz. This guy is mentally strong. He will fix these problems. That's 3 missed field goals in 2 games. They don't, if we was counting on these games for him to hit a field goal, if it was a close affair, we might have been disappointed. But the reality is the Saints offense is playing really well right now, and the defense is too. So you might have a third member or the third piece of your team might be struggling a bit. But if you look at the special teams, the kick return, punt return aspect, y'all know how I feel about that. We got the best punt in the league, and I think one of the best kickers in the league, definitely one of the highest paid kickers in the league, in Will Lutz. I know he'll work this out. So let's just be patient with him. He'll get it together. Trust me. Thank you, DJ. Steve says Murray is the Thunder. That's right. Thunder and Lightning. Murray is the Thunder. Latavius is the Lightning. It's true. That's how they should employ him. Use a similar running system as when, remember the Giants were using Tiki Barber and who was the big running back out there? I forgot the guy's name. It wasn't Ryan Dane, was it? I forgot it. But they had a Thunder and Lightning combination that you have the scat back in Elvin Kamara guy, a multi-purpose back, and then you got the power back on Latavius Murray. If done properly, this could be really something special for the Saints offense. It takes a lot of pressure off of Drew Brees and allow him to play free like he did today. I mean, we're a dangerous team, man, to be honest with you. And not to take nothing away from the Cardinals. The Cardinals actually coming to this game, they had really good players on that defense. Buda Baker, Patrick Peterson, Terrell Suggs, Chandler Jones, Jordan Hicks, the Hicks, the middle linebacker for them. He was one of the top tackling linebackers in the league. And what happened? The Saints still put up 30-something points on this defense, you know. So it's go to show you how special this team is, and we just walk right over them like they wasn't even there. It just goes to show you. Kenny Domino, he says, I'm going to be the first to say Latavius is playing like he's more consistent Mark Ingram. Okay, thank you, Kenny. Sean said, I think Murray running will allow them to use AK the way we used to use him. Okay, thank you, Sean. Roscoe says Kyler's new name is Skyler after Saints D nearly broke him in. Roscoe says, no homo, bro. Kyler Murray is BTW. Thank you, buddy. Kenny Domino says Latavius was already bigger, stronger, and faster now running Mark Ingram. Well, that was the thing that Sean Payton wanted to get Latavius Murray, because he knew that you're getting a guy that averages 4 yards a carry. You know, when he got a head of steam, he give you 5+ yards a carry. And you see what happened, like when he was shot out of cannon a few times. When he hit that hole like he shot out of cannon, you don't want to collide with that dude. And usually they don't, and he'll end up getting you at least 10 yards when he shoots it. And there was a couple of them, when you give him a clean hole to run through, he hits that hole like he shot out of a cannon. And not too many defenders, linebackers, or defensive backs going to stand in front of a 6'3", 6'4", 230 to 240 pound running back whose mentality is running downfield, and you don't want to be on the highlight film when he come in contact with you. Okay, so that's what it comes down to. So thanks for that, fam. Willie Bibbins the third says Reverend Lowdown. I used to be like that, baby. I ain't like that no more, baby. I had to change, baby. I said it on the show some time ago, baby, about the story of Reverend Saint, baby. That I was out here and I was doing wrong, baby, but I had to turn it around, baby. I had to say to myself, baby, this was wrong, baby. It's wrong, baby. I had to turn it around, baby. But I always been a Saints man, baby. I always had it. My mama used to wake up in the morning, used to go to church, baby. And I used to say to myself, I got to turn around. I got to make it right, baby. So I decided one day, baby, to make it right, baby. And ever since then, baby, I've been on the straight and narrow ever since, baby. I've been cheering on the black and gold, baby, and being strong, baby, and representing and telling people from the ends of the earth, baby, that God is a Saints fan, baby. God is a Saints fan, baby. Who that to you? Thank you, Reverend. Reverend had to jump in right quick. You know he gonna defend his reputation, Willie. He ain't gonna let nobody call him Reverend Lowdown. Oh man, I love it. Bees Hut says, oh, and I subscribe, Big Q. Thank you, family. Thank you. Appreciate you, Bees Huts, for that subscription, bro. Appreciate you. And welcome to the family. The greatest collection of black and gold minds out here is in this platform. So thank you, family. Thank you for joining. Big ups. You see Dominic and the rest of the family in there as well. Who that to you, Dominic? I see you, baby. Raquel Hardy. Who that to you, Raquel? Welcome to the platform. Roscoe says, my first love for New Orleans as a Florida boy from Lower East Alabama, a.k.a. Pensacola, Florida, was the Boyles, Master P, Mardi Gras, Hoochies, Hurricanes, Grenade, alcohol beverage. Yeah, I know that one. And our Saints, baby. That's right. That's what's up, Roscoe. Who that to you? Raquel Hardy says, the Panthers are getting smashed by the 49ers. They have a very good defense. Thank you. Steve says, Drew was making music on the Cardinals. No doubt about it. He looked really good out there. Bees Hut says, what it just me, or did anybody else get those chill bumps when Drew first yelled, kill, kill? LOL, at that moment, I knew he was officially back. Yep. He killed, he audible. He do that little move. He kill. He's audible out of a pass to a run. And then it was a nice gain on that play too. Raquel says, Chandler Jones is ranked 3rd in sacks going into this game. I heard his name called once today. Armstead and Ramczyk are beast tackles. Thank you, Raquel. Good stat too. What do we do? Pass rushers in this league is the same thing no matter who comes up in here or who we got to play against. Whether it's the Cowboys, the Rams, the Seahawks, the Texans, whoever you got, the Bears with Khalil Mack. There is no better defensive lineman as far as pass rushers go than Khalil Mack. Aaron Donald is one of the best. J.J. Watt is one of the best. Those are 3 of the top 5 in the NFL that the Saints come into contact with. And all we do is put you a goddamn goose egg on the board. That's all you get. Terrell Suggs is going to go down as one of the greatest sackers in the history of this league. Terrell Suggs had 1 tackle in this game. Can you believe that? Matter of fact, I don't think he recorded a tackle at all today. If thinking about it, Terrell Suggs, I think it's Chandler Jones that had 1 tackle. Let me take a look at it, and I'm gonna report it to you right the hell now, because I think Terrell Suggs. Hey, hold on here. All right, hold on here. Let's go, because I'm looking at it right now. Yep, Chandler Jones had 1 tackle in this game. 1 tackle. Terrell Suggs didn't record. He didn't have anything. We had 1 QB hit. They got him down for with 1 QB hit. So that's not really a stat that you're going to get. But that's Terrell Suggs, man. That just go to show you, man. Goose egg when you come against this offensive black and gold curtain. It's the bottom line. That's what you're going to get. Thank you, Raquel. JC Mason, who that family says Kiko starting to make a lot of plays. Kiko was instrumental on that that 4th down stop. He came up there and popped that guy, and he was looking good. And you're going to see Kiko Alonso continue to step up. This guy is a player. Now, he's not great in coverage, but he's a smart player that makes tackles. And when he put his goddamn hands on you, going down. And you starting to see him slowly but surely incline and get better with that Saints defense. Him and Demario Davis looking good out there together, I got to say. Big ups to A.J. Klein as well. Scoop says Armstead and Ram were balling out today. Turn your radio down, pimping. Okay, y'all talking about the last call. I'm sorry, family. I didn't even see y'all saying that. Roscoe says Omaha was a joke, right? He must have spent a lot of time with Manning these past 5 weeks. Pablo says Murray's biggest problem in that he runs tall, which makes him harder for him to squeeze into tight spaces and easier to bring down. If he would lower his center of gravity some, he'd be Ingram 2.0. That's right. He's 6'3". But if he can crouch down a little bit, it'll be special. But to still be running high like that and still averaging 4.4 yards a carry, that's special. But you're right. Pablo, he'd be even more dangerous if he kind of crouched down a bit. He'd be even more dangerous, man, because he got a mean stiff arm, too. His stiff arm almost like he punching you. His stiff arm like a boxer's jab. He stiff arms you with, he got a mean stiff arm, man. I seen him stiff arm that guy. I thought that guy, his stiff arm so stiff, it probably get them guys a concussion when he hit him. I mean, man, I just tell you, man, it's just the guy is special, man, just to be honest with you. Oh, let's keep it going here. Let's see. I must have skipped something here. Scoop said we didn't get a lot of sacks today as a result of playing our gap assignments and staying home to keep Kyle in check. Rickwell says 49ers got Garoppolo. He doesn't scare me. JC Mason says Taysom Hill is a dynamic starting tight end along with other things, but the man, he's better than a lot of starting tight ends. That's crazy. That's true. Raquel says Saints need to bring another wide receiver. And I saw Mike Thomas holding his knee on the bench. He's elite, but needs help. Need to get the ball to other people as well, but you got a point in there, Raquel. Got to throw the ball to Austin Carr, get the ball to other wide receivers, get other people involved. That makes the Saints offense more dangerous. The coordinators can't game plan for everybody, and Drew Brees has the mindset that he is going to go to the open man. Despite that, Mike Thomas was thrown to 11 times, has 11 tackles, had over 100 yards and a touchdown. Catches. He continues to be he's just awesome. And they had their best cornerback on him. You might as well put your dime back on him because it was the same effect. And like I said, Josh Hill really cleaned up Peterson, really cleaned him out of there. So big ups to the family on that. Scoop says, let's see. JC says Taysom. Okay, I read that. Anthony Gaines, who that to you? Pablo said, I don't think they attribute that sack to any player because it was an unforced fumble and recovery. Anthony says, I'm not worried about Lutz. He'll be fine. Elise says, I love y'all, right? Randy says Brandon Jacobs. That's who it was. Brandon Jacobs. Okay. That's who it was. Thunder and Lightning. Thank you, Randy. Thunder and Lightning, Tiki Barber, and Brandon Jacobs. Could we possibly have a more improved version of that here in New Orleans? You can't tell me Sean Payton wasn't thinking about that when he signed that guy, that he was going to make a great play. Truly, as an animal said, it was either Ryan Dane or that Bradshaw dude back in the days for the Giants. That was with Tiki Barber. It was Brandon Jacobs, true. Elise says Ryan Dan, yep, or Jacobs. Paul says, when will somebody other than Thomas step up in the passing game downfield to keep the enemy defense honest? That's a good question, Paul. We have to see. But remember, Mike Thomas is the number one option that in the passing game that the Saints look at. Drew Brees looks at him first and then goes through his reputation. So it's more likely he'll get more of the passes than anybody. But you've seen Drew fan it out today. You've seen him throw to everybody. So you know, that was the thing that was missing in Teddy's game when Teddy wasn't going through his full reputation palette and he wasn't finding these guys like he was supposed to. Like he would have had thrown the ball to Austin Carr a bunch of times if he'd have landed. Austin has been open, standing, sitting right in front of him. He just never threw to him. Or the time when he did throw, he was overthrowing him. So you got other people there. It's just getting them involved in the offense to help Mike Thomas out is another thing that he do. He found Ted again for 3 catches today. He threw to Austin Carr 1 time. He threw to Taysom Hill, who got a touchdown. He threw to Latavius Murray 9 times. He threw to Josh Hill. He threw to Dan Arnold. You see what I'm saying? He fanned the ball out. That's what Drew Brees brings when he orchestrates that offense. He fans the ball out to everybody. And I'm not upset about the Dez Bryant. I want the Dez Bryant thing to happen. I think it'll probably happen real soon. We'll see. Drew goddamn Brees, who that to you, says 49ers versus Saints for the number 1 seed. What's your thoughts on it? I think that is coming down to that, Drew goddamn Brees. I think that is the thing that is looking at. And that's a month from now after we go through this NFC South schedule that we have, that the toughest could be, you could say that the toughest games on the Saints horizon in terms of with a lot of people in terms of placement and playoff seeding comes down to what happens with the San Francisco 49ers, no doubt about it. Because everything else on the schedule, you got the Colts who don't impact us, and then you got everything else as divisional games. You got Carolina as the only other team that could be relevant in the playoff chase late in games. So the Carolina games you're looking at, like as far as seeding goes in the NFC South, and then obviously I would have to agree with you that the NFC Championship game could very well come down to a collision between the 49ers and the Saints in a month from now. So that will be exciting. But can Garoppolo keep this up? Can the 49ers keep doing what they're doing? They improved upon the team they brand, traded for a wide receiver and stuff like that. They're trying to win now, but we'll see. A lot of people saying the 49ers are fool's gold, but a month from now we'll see what time it is when we meet them. So thank you for that question, fam. DJ said, can you tell Brother Rev he could play for the Pelicans, please? Pray for the Pelicans. Oh yeah. The Rev is well aware, DJ, about the Pelicans, man. He's not a fan of Elvin Gentry either. But yes, no doubt about it. All of our prayers have got to go to the Pelicans. They're 0-3 in the hole early with Golden State on the horizon for Monday. Oh my goodness. Pablo said Murray's biggest problem is that he runs tall, which makes it harder for him to squeeze into tight spaces, easier to bring down if he were lower. We read that one. Thank you for that, Pablo. That's a really good statement, by the way, Pablo. Let's keep it going. Sean may have to register our team as a lethal weapon in every state with the way he's killing it in the NFL. We are too dangerous. Thank you, Roscoe. Raquel says Murray is fine. He is what he is, a tall, bruising back. Drew goddamn Brees said, who else saw Drew Brees in the stands? The fan was wrong for that. He had the hairline and the scar. That man had the scar and everything, man. That was funny as hell. Let's see. Crew Breeze, I think his name was. That was crazy. Raquel said that fan looked just like Drew. He just didn't have all the other stuff. I don't know. That was crazy. That was insane. A clone of Drew Brees in the stands. Brees looking like, and I mean, he was a real good one. He was a real good one there. That was funny, man. That guy gonna be a star overnight, I tell you what. Let's keep it going, fam. Let's see. Sean D said Murray reminds me of the juice running the rock. That's big accolades there. Paul says, did anyone see Suggs take a swipe at Brees' injured hand? He got Drew's attention. He got it out of the way. Yeah, I've seen that. Terrell Suggs could do some dirty stuff sometimes, but he a chump. And, he could do stuff rotten. But that's what I'm saying about having Drew in there for that type of stuff. Drew just got to protect himself because you're going to have players that try to swipe at his hand to get an advantage on him. And that's a shame. But that's what kind of the world we live in and kind of league the Saints play in. So Drew just has to be mindful of that. I bet Drew's wife was turned on. I know my wife was. What's going on there, Roscoe? Blazing Seth said every week Saints play these teams with players and badass stats, but we continue to shut them down. It's the standard. The standard of greatness. Anybody run up against us, they get goose eggs. Thank you, that Blazing Seth. True Louisiana said Roscoe, ha ha ha. Dada says Brandon Jacobs was a hard runner. Yes, he was. Roscoe says she really looked like dude really looked like Drew Brees. That was crazy to me, man. Here we go, fam. We got another caller calling in. What's going on, family? Rocking with the sports coma. Who am I speaking with?
Yo, bro, it's DJ. What's going on?
What's up? What's going on? You said this DJ?
Yeah, it's a DJ. What's going on?
What's going on, fam? How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. Hey, bro, can we just get a couple of likes from the new Hall of Famers, Reggie Bush and Marcus Colston, please?
Big ups to Marcus Colston and Reggie Bush, both added to the Saints Hall of Fame. Once again, big ups to them fellas. That's big. Marcus Colston definitely deserved it. Reggie Bush was instrumental. Those guys were huge for the Saints back in the day. So big ups on that. Thank you, that DJ, for that.
Who that and go pals, y'all.
Thank you, fam. Thank you.
You're welcome. You have a good one.
Ooh, peace. That was DJ, man. DJ quickly jumping in there and dropping it. But big ups to Marcus Colston and Reggie Bush, new Saints Hall of Famers as well. So thank you, DJ, for that call, man. Keep your head up on the Pelicans, man. We're going to keep covering it all season long. But that's what it's about, dealing with the Saints. The Saints are awesome. They're special, doing a lot of great stuff. I love what the organization is doing and how it's treating the family. It's special. Roscoe says she really looked like, he said, dude really looked like Drew. I was like, at least be the real deal if you're going to cheat on me, not the fraudulent how something. Roscoe's down to saying, who that? Jay Giggity, who that family said, what thumb injury? That's right, Jay Giggity. What thumb? Man, a dude coming there, throw 40-plus attempts, over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and blast them out of the gate 31-19. I mean, it's really special, man, the way this whole game plan went down. What thumb injury indeed. What rust? What rust? Drew Brees didn't exhibit any rust today, did he, family? Not any at all, man. It's just special. Jay Giggity said, I told y'all Brees at 80% is better than Teddy at 100%. That's messed up. Brees commands the offense way better. Teddy doesn't have that yet, but he will. Thank you, Jay Giggity. Marvin, who that to you, Marvin? He says, wondering about Eric McCoy. What was his injury? He had some type of foot injury or something like that, but he was fine. He came right back and played the rest of the game. They got him back in there, so it wasn't something to knock him out of the game, but he's fine. Clapp came in, played a few series, and then he came out, and Eric McCoy finished up. So, it's not to be worried about Marvin. Truly Animal says, Roscoe, laughing at him down, I figure at least it'll be the real one. Roscoe says, big ups to the Quiet Storm. As for Reggie goes, SMH, I'm still not over him knocking down Gumbo at the Vikings game. That's right. That was messed up. But still in all, Reggie Bush, big ups to Reggie, and Marcus Colston being inducted into the Saints Hall of Fame. Big ups to you, DJ, for bringing that to our attention as well. Now, family, the live stream is still, the live number is still open for a few more minutes before we check out. Before we go check out, I want to be able to go over these statistics one more again by the Saints in this affair. The Saints finish up. They win 31-9. These are the statistics. 510 total yards versus 237. Passing yards, Saints 373 versus 197. Rushing yards, 137 versus 40 yards of rushing. Arizona was totally one-dimensional. Saints in the red zone, 4 of 6. When they're scoring that much, it's hard to stop them while stopping Arizona to 0-2. Only 2 penalties for 15 yards, 5 penalties for 35 yards for Arizona, and then they commanded time of possession. Almost 38 minutes for the Saints versus 22 minutes by the Arizona Cardinals. So the Saints did a masterful job in this one of taking apart the Arizona Cardinals 31-9 and improving to a beautiful 7-1 on the season. Absolutely beautiful, lovely, and special, and awesome, and everything like that there. I just tell you, it's just beautiful. But anyway, family, got a part to the end of the show. I'm sorry to let family know that, but we at the end of the show here. 2 hours and 39-minute live stream recapping the Saints 31-19 and win 31-9 win over the Arizona Cardinals to improve to 7-1 on the season. Very nice, very special and excellent as well. Going into the bye week, the Saints will get Jared Cook back, possibly Tre'Quan Smith back, Elvin Kamara back, PJ Williams back, and a deeper team setting up to get ready for the Falcons in the second half of the season. So we got a lot to be proud of as we come to the halfway mark of the season. Man, and it's special. And then, truth be told, is a lot of the tough teams were to the front end of the schedule, and we just took them down. The back end of the schedule is not even half as tough as what the first one is. So just seeing the Saints keeping that mentality moving forward and brutalizing this team is something that's we're going to just have to pay attention to. Really excellent deal today. That's right, Roscoe. I had it written down. Team grades. No team grades today. Thank you, Roscoe. I was just about to get out of here on the team grades. But dang, how I forget to do my team grades. You know, every game I do my team grades. And let's get it like this. Okay, we start off with the offense. The Saints produced over 300 yards offense, 3 touchdowns throwing. They ran for 100 plus yards in there. 500 yards of offense. Y'all seen the statistics. That gets the Saints an A plus in my book. I know about the interception. Drew Brees got a little greedy on that, but I'm gonna attribute that his first game back in a while. It's okay. It was of no importance. So I give the Saints an A plus on that scenario. Defense, going into the defense. The defense today, they was excellent. They sacked the quarterback. All they didn't do was get an interception on Kyler Murray. Who that to you, Steve? A plus on the defense. I get a defense A plus. They sacked the quarterback 4 times in this one. Held their rushing attack to 40 yards. One-dimensionalized the Arizona Cardinals in a major capacity. Held up Kyler Murray. And another thing to report that most people are not going to talk about Kyler Murray is that the Saints held him to, he threw for 220 yards, 19 of 33, and he had a QBR of 44.4, a rating of 77.8. He was sacked 3 times. The other sack went on Brett Hundley, who's garbage. That dude, I don't see how you keep a job in the league. But he was sacked. He averaged just under 7 yards a throw. And guess what? Kyler Murray usually gets out and runs a crap load of times to get yardage with his feet. Guess what the Saints did today? They held Kyler Murray to 2 rushes for 13 yards. That's the same damn thing I was saying again in the preview about doing what they're going to do with what they did with Minshew, what they did with Dak Prescott, what they did with a lot of these scrambling quarterbacks when the defense settled in, is they stop you from scrambling. He had 2 scrambles, and usually he kills teams with his scrambling ability. He didn't do a damn thing for the Saints. 2 scrambles for 13 yards on the day. And one of those scrambles was for 8. He got the bulk of the yards. Absolute shutdown. A plus for the defense. Big up for the defense. Triple A plus the way they handled business in a dome. And of course, the special teams, a missed field goal here. Not too good coverage helping out a Thompson run. I'm gonna just give them a B. They got much to improve. So overall, good team effort. A plus for the offense, triple A plus for the defense, and a B for the special teams. Despite the fact they missed a field goal in the game, they still did some great things. They still covered pretty decently. Actually, they should have got a B minus in my opinion, but got a lot to clean up in this thing. So what do you guys say? That's my grades. A plus offense, defense, A plus, triple A. And then, of course, the special teams, I got to give them a B. Should have gave them a B minus, but and that's pretty much what it is. Thank you, Roscoe, for reminding me about that, the grades to give out today. Jay Giggity said, Mark Yell's calendar, December the 18th, Saints versus 40 Whiners. Going to be thriller. Thank you, Jay Giggity. Steve says, who that cute? Thank you, Steve. Who that to you as well. Paul says A plus offense, defense A plus, special teams B minus. Thank you, Paul. Roscoe says offense A plus, defense offense A minus, defense A plus, special teams B minus, coaching triple A. Now I'll let you go. Thank you, Roscoe. Daryl Snurling, who that to you, fam? Who that to you? Roscoe says no problem, Bob. But that's the deal, man. Anybody, how y'all feel, family? Got a few grades in there before we go. Family, chime out what you think about what grades will you give the Saints today after this postseason recap game. You're giving out the grades. What are your grades? Mine is an A plus defense for A plus for the offense, defense A plus as well, triple A, and the special teams get a B as for the game. Should have been B minus. I think I changed mine to a B minus. Matter of fact, that'd be a B minus for the special teams. So what are your grades as well, family? Feel free to chime in. I will read them before I disimpart. But anyway, I'd like to thank all the great family members for chiming in today on this really nice show. And as the Saints improved to 7-1, Scoop says offense A plus, defense A plus, special teams B. Thank you, Scoop. Appreciate you, fam, for that great grade. And let's take a look at some of this. Revolt says A for the offense, defense A, special teams is a C. Thank you, Revolt, up in ATL, man, doing it big. Both him and Devin in ATL holding it down for the Black and Gold family. It is Black and Gold all day in Atlanta, and guess what? The game, we're going to Atlanta. The Saints taking on the Falcons next, and boy, the Saints is 7-1, And the Falcons are the adverse of what the Saints record is absolutely hilarious. They are 1-7. Saints sitting on top of the NFC South, 7-1. Carolina's 4-3. Tampa Bay's 2-5. Atlanta's 1-7. We can't take anybody lightly. We know that. It's going to be special watching some of this go down. Now, to give y'all a few some tidbits about some of the games going on right now as we currently are talking. Minnesota. Well, let's see here. Let's see, a few games going on. We know about the Giants and Jaguars winning today, but a few of the late games here. Indianapolis beat Denver 15-13. Tennessee over Tampa Bay 27-23. So Tampa loses tonight as well. San Francisco blew out Carolina 51-13. They drop in the loss. Cleveland, all that stuff about them going to the Super Bowl, they falling through the flow 27-13. They lose to the Patriots. And then, of course, the other game, Houston knock off Oakland 27-14. Monday night game is 0-8 Miami against the 2-4 Pittsburgh Steelers. They should have flexed the hell out of that. We're going to watch that crap. But anyway, family, let's see. Demi says A+ offense, B in the second half. He said defense a A+, offense a B in the second half, special teams a C-. Murray, I give an A+ only. Thank you, Demi. Appreciate it, baby. Thank you so much for them great grades and all the family members for chiming in today on those grades. Now, before we leave, family, I want to just hit you with this. Talk about the Sports Coma Pro Shop. The Pro Shop is one of the ways the platform helps fund itself by having great designs. As I am Black and Gold Royalty, a great Saints shirts, one of my favorites. There's the Dat Slap and the Win, Lose, or Draw route with the Black and Gold Sports Coma shirt. There are a number of great shirts. Over 20 different designs are in the Pro Shop now. You can feel free to go there and check them out. Really great shirts. And we adding a new Pelican shirt that'll be available tonight, or it'll be early tomorrow, one of the two, with the Pelicans. So it'll be an excellent special that we're running on October through the end of October with the code Big Q25, with the promo code Big Q25. You can be able to save 25% off on the Pro Shop. So feel free to go to the Pro Shop and check out that great merchandise. So that would be awesome to check out as well. As you can see some of the great shirts available. Reverend Saint's favorite shirt is God is a Saints fan. It's the underdog shirt that a lot of people have purchased. That really helps out. They love the underdog moniker going into the rest of the season. The New Orleans Super Bowl checklist is a great conversational starter. I bleed black and gold, Tom Ted, dead and cold. This ain't your granddad, it's Saints. The Dat Slap, stop cheating us, who that baby. It's great shirts, really inventive. That's the Crescent City Bridgewater shirts that we talked about. Really nice tees that support our family, man, and take care of the platform. So the Chump Missioner shirts are there. There's two different versions of the Chump Missioner shirt. They got the Super Chump shirt that's coming out real soon as well. So a lot of great gear is available for the women, the men, babies, kids, all that at the Pro Shop. Coffee mugs, cases for your smartphone, all that beautiful stuff is available at the Pro Shop. And remember, save $25 or not $25, 25% off on your purchase with the code BIGQ25. Also, to let the family know that the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys are doing the PS4 console and Madden 20 monthly giveaway. We got a few days left before the final day of this. Well, 2 days left before the 29th. Usually the 29th is the last day of the month when we are accepting entries for the PS4 and the Madden game giveaway. So, you know, you get your entry in there by following what the flyer says here. What the advertisement is saying to be, all you have to do is be a Saints fan, and there's several other things up there you can do. You can check the link in the description section. There'll be a link there posted, so you guys hit it and just follow the information. It don't cost no money to enter. It's absolutely free, and just takes a little time, a few minutes of your day to sign up to be a winner. You can check the community section of our page where 985J and DJ are our last month members. They won last month. Who will be the winner this month? In a couple of days, we announce the winner on the 31st of the month, and we let people know the 30th of the month to let people know who the winner is in the following show of that time period. So you could be a winner just like 985J and DJ were from last month. We're doing them all the way into December. Take advantage. Also, going on is the fact that the Sports Coma and the PRO Media Network, shows like the Pelican Post Game Report, Ring Kings Boxing, and Tough Tiger Talk are all on Spreaker. Also, they're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iHeart Podcaster, Deezer, and all great platforms that carry podcasts. But you can go to Spreaker.com/the PRO Media Network and sign up to listen to our audio podcast, the Pelican Post Game Report, the Sports Coma, Ring King Boxing, the type of Tough Tiger Talk as well. You know, that when you're at work or you're riding, we've got a lot of people that drive trucks that listen to the podcast and show, just to make it a little convenient for the family. You can hear the live streams, or you can hear the shows through the podcast network and Spreaker. So that's a little thing just to let the family know as well. And then one of the final things we talk about is becoming a Patreon member. This is done for the people that really want to take up the support from, you know, a regular level up to a higher level where you donate $1 or $5 a month to help build the platform. We got a great platform here, a lot of great people in the platform, and we can continue to build this platform and make it one of the biggest platforms for the Saints that's out there, and compete with other platforms like the Falcons and Carolina platforms, and just be able to get our word and be able to get our information out there to let people know, because they're not covering us. You're not talking about us in national media. We know that we disrespect it. So maybe now, we, instead of listening to these buffoonish people, we can in turn build our own network, our own platform, where we can be able to converse and talk about our team. How about that? And we're doing it. So if you want to join that great movement, you know, of becoming a Patreon member, you can feel free to hit the link and it'll take you to that page. You can sign up and whatnot. So that's a little information right there. But I appreciate everybody in the live stream family for chiming in today's Sports Coma. Donovan says 1 week off and we'll be watching the Tigers versus Bama and our Saints. It's amazing how both of them going on a bye week at the same time, huh? It's almost like they're mirroring each other. They both ready for big things, I'm telling you. Donovan says offense A, defense A+, special teams B, coaches A, Saints fans A+. Thank you, Donovan. Adrian, thank you for posting the link for the giveaway and the Spreaker link for the family so they could be able to check it out. Scoop says Deuces, big homie. Adrian and family members, love y'all. Still listening to the very end, though. Thank you, Scoop. Once again, thank you for your support. And before we go, like I do traditionally for all our shows, before we leave the live stream, I'll always give a live shout out to everyone in the chat, starting with Elite Goods in the building. Elite, who that to your family? True Lee's Animal, who that? Kyle Davis, who that to your family? Adrian, thank you for hooking up those links. Who that to you? Roscoe, big ups to you, fam. Who that? Randy Major, who that? The right one. Appreciate the call today, family. Who that to you? Pablo, who that to you? Pablo, thank you for your great comments today. Paul, who that to you? The historian, as usual. Let's keep it going. Sean D, appreciate it. Holmes, be take a life, fam. Elite Goods, once again. K Slim 17, who that to you? School, my dog, who that to you? And have a good one, School. Good night. Truly's Animal. Henry Sanchez, big ups to you, and who that to your family. Robert Clark, who that to you? Dallas Allen, who that to you? Appreciate the comments. Bees Huts, thank you for subscribing, and who that to your fam. Devin, who that to your fam? Be safe in ATL. Robert Clark, once again, like I said, Throat Cutter, appreciate the comments, fam, and the love. LaShawn, who that to you, LaShawn. Willie Bibbins III, who that to you, cuz. Sean C, appreciate you, cuz. Who that to you? Akula McGee, big ups, fam. Who that to you? Donovan, who that to your family, as usual. Roscoe, big ups to your fam. And who that? Kelvin Griffin, who that to you, Kelvin? Javier, who that to your fam? DJ, who that? Louis Lombard, thank you for the donation, fam. And who that to you once again. Keep the fam. Raymond Burks, who that to your fam? John Gill, who that to you, John? Joey and Isabella, who that to both the family? Who Joey and Isabella? Kenny Domino, who that to you? Lionel Williams, who that to you, Lionel? Thank you for the good comments. Let's see what else. JC Mason, who that to you, JC? Michael Sachs Jr., big ups to your family, who that to you? And good luck with that Buckeyes thing, bro. We got two Buckeyes thing. We got two SEC schools sitting on top of that right now, brother. So just throw that at you right quick. But who that to you, though, fam? All love. Let's see who else we got here. Mr. Bad Influence, who that to you, fam? Thanks for listening. Steve Wynn, thank you, Steve. Who that to you? And let's see who else, fam. I think that's everybody Raquel Hardy. Thank you, Raquel. Great comments, Raquel. If you're not a subscriber, please feel free to subscribe, fam. And let's see. Thomas Levy. Who that, bro? Tommy Levy. Good to you, family. Who that? Darius Sampe. Who that to you? Big ups to you, fam. And I think that's Drew Goddamn Brees. Who that to him? Anthony Gaines. Who that to you, Anthony? I think that's everybody, man. I might be mistaken. But I think that Blazing Cess, who that to you, Blazing Cess, Jay Giggity, Marvin Washington, who that to the family. And I think that's Purple Knight. I think Purple Knight, I'll give him a shout out too. Who that to you, Purple Knight. John Lister, thank you for the call, fam. Big ups to you, fam. Thank you. And that's everybody, man, in the live stream. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Remember, tomorrow, we might, Monday, I think we'll have a live stream show. We'll open up the phone lines again. If not, just keep your notification. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Hit that bell because we do pop up on you. We'll have a Wednesday show this week. We'll think about the Monday show. Might open the phone lines up again a little longer again to give fam opportunity to chime in. We'll see about it for Monday. Just hit the notification bell so you'll be notified. Wednesday is definitely a show, and of course, going into the week, we'll continue to cover Saint Talk as well. Being they going into the bye week, they got other stuff chiming up. We know. The 29th is the trade deadline. We're going to have stuff to talk about that as well. So it should be entertaining coming down for the rest of the week. So we'll see how that goes. So thank the family for chiming in today on the Sports Coma. If you hadn't hit the chat, the thumbs up button, please feel free to hit it on your way out. And we'll see you later. Who that? And the Saints are 7-1, baby. Who that to you?
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the Sports Coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Payton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the Sports Coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma.